Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BareRose Garage here. It's another Saturday night. I hope this mic is working. I was having a little trouble with it earlier. It's why I was a little bit late. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hey, Auto Salvage, how's it going? How's the audio? Like I said, I was having microphone troubles there earlier. Cousin Mike. Holy barrels. Oh, okay. It sounds like it's working good. So, what's been going on? Let's get this started here. Let's just go ahead and throw the link out there real quick, and then if any of you guys want to jump on in, hop on in. So Auto Salvage, I've been watching your progress there. Sounds like you've had a little troubles with that little Thunderbird. Oh, whose shirts? That's a good one. Right here we got RC Industries. Go check him out. I'm sure all of you already have, but fun little thing. That's the little character that I drew for him when I sent him a sticker one time, and he turned it into a shirt. That's pretty cool. The other one over here, right above me, that's the Angry Vagrant. Everybody knows him, and Dizzy Izzy. Great guy. Two great channels. I can't recommend them enough. Envious Creations, how's it going, man? Great to see you. Drag Pack Merc, always good to see you. There we go. We got Travis in the house.
Fresh off of Buck's channel, right on the ears.
Woo! How'd it go over there on Bucks?
Oh, it was a pretty good live tonight on Bucks.
He's always got good stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
helping out all the No Name 500.
Yeah, well, he had a bunch of guys in there, the newer guys, the 500 contestants, and giving them advice. So
sweet.
But yeah, I sure look forward to Saturday nights right now, because I get on Bucks and I get on yours for a little bit. I can't stay too late tonight because I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to cut this one a little bit short tonight because, well, after last week, I kind of used up all my free hours.
Oops. Did it go long last week?
A little bit. Mr. Lars, good to see you, man.
So BareRose, what do you think of the new, the black hot rod I just got? Did you see that video?
I haven't seen it yet. I got the notification though.
I got an 18 Ram. It's the truck I've been looking for.
Is that the one you was talking about when you was here?
Well, I was wanting to get one when I was there, yeah. But yeah. I finally found it's been a long time trying to find the truck that's optioned the way I want it.
Yeah.
It's been a real pain.
If you're gonna throw the money down,
I'll be like, I want this truck. Okay, I talked to him. Oh, we sold it. Let's start over again.
Is it a gasser?
Yeah, it's just a 1500 5.7 4-wheel drive. Got more bells and whistles than I really wanted, but I got the key items I wanted, which was the 4-wheel drive, the 5.7, the trailer package, and the big infotainment system. The big screen. And those were the big things I wanted, and it being black. So everything else was just, icing on the cake.
Black. Oh my goodness. A black 4-wheel drive truck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's already dirty. I've been driving it for a week and it's a mess.
You're out there constantly washing them. Why is it the black shows up everything?
I have no idea, but man, you get them cleaned up and looking pretty.
Oh yeah,
And they look great for 15 minutes. You got to take all your pictures right then. Because the dirt jumps up off the ground and sticks to it.
first bug lands on it, and you snap the picture, and all you can see is that little bitty bug on that
Yep.
big truck. We're doing the same block, but with setup of horsepower heads and etc. Interesting.
So how's the little dart come along?
Boy, I'll tell you about some screwy, wacko stuff. Boy, oh boy, these Mopars are a lot more different than anything else. I'll tell you that.
Now, you will lose at least 3 to 15% of your sanity working on that car. Comes with
Oh
Mopar.
no, I'm over. And that was just getting the shift cables out. Oh my, I give up. I admitted defeat. That's the next video that's coming up, is how to admit defeat on a Mopar.
Yeah, you were talking about how the drive shaft and everything was kind of crooked in there, but that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
See,
I
that's
guess
one
in
thing.
66, they straightened it out, and the K-frame actually went wider. The whole car actually changed in 66.
Well, you know, the thing is like, in the like Chargers and stuff, the B bodies, the pumpkin is actually offset to the passenger side.
Yeah.
You know, so everything's shifted over.
The engine is too.
Yeah, everything's shifted over to the passenger side.
It's all straight.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that. Wink.
Right. Well, see, I've had a couple of people, you know, say, "Well, I got a B body rear end out of a car and put it in my truck, and it vibrates real bad." It's because your pinion's not in the right spot. The trucks are centered. Everything's centered in a truck. Oh, well, I got to have a trucker in? Yes, you have to have a trucker in. You can use the center section. All center sections are the same. But the pumpkin's just offset. It's only like 2 or 3 inches. It ain't much.
Well, it only takes about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and
it
you'll
just throws
start
everything
getting
off.
wrapped.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you
Hey,
doing?
Rich,
Oh.
how's it going there?
Rich is back. How's it going, Rich? Hadn't seen you in like what, 2-3 minutes?
I think it's more like maybe seconds. I got you something, Travis.
Okay. And BareRose, you know, we was talking on the other live about my video series I got out now. I took one video, and wherever I paused my video to change, you know, camera angles or do something else, I made that section my video. So I got like 7 videos out of this thing.
Sweet.
So, and they're all real short. And instead of getting like a third of my video watched as I would with a long video, all my videos are getting like 3/4 watch time on them.
Yep.
So I'm gonna see how this is gonna help me.
Yeah, that was part of the key to getting me monetized.
Here's the good thing about what John told me about. I did that stuff on my video, the one where I actually started the 57 today. It's only been posted for 4 hours. It's already got 102 views.
That's nice.
Sweet.
I mean, I got almost 1,300 subscribers, and I average 80 to 100 views on a video. You know,
that's good.
So with you having, well, what are you at? 3 something subscribers?
No, I actually went up since I left the other thing in Subdue. I'm up to, I was at 239 or 238. Now I'm up to 242.
242.
That's 100 views for a channel that small is really, really good.
Really good.
I'd be happy to get like 10 when I was down there.
Is 10% in 24 hours.
Right.
So as long as you're getting 10%.
If it wasn't for John Wilburn, it wouldn't have gotten that many views. He told me, he said, put the year, make, model of the car, the engine size, and the transmission.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. I changed it up and went right back there. Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Titles, descriptions, they matter so much. And in that
Yep.
order, the title that's what YouTube first goes off of
Yep.
in order to find where to put it. Your subscribers will get it.
They're not concerned with you starting the car. They want to know what kind of car it is you're starting first.
Yep.
Right.
That's the
Yep.
And making it a question mark sometimes will help too.
Yep.
Will it start?
Yep.
Can I get this done?
Well,
And
like
that's
the other
good
day,
stuff to put in your thumbnail. When you get into doing your thumbnails
Right.
and putting like text and stuff up there,
I
stuff
still
like,
got to figure out those
will
things.
this
I still
work?
haven't gotten thumbnails. I got it once or twice, and then now I don't know how to do it again. It's like I get lost, you know.
Same here. I tried doing it with like Windows picture editor and stuff like that, or Paint and that. It was so complicated to try to get that to reduce down and put over. I did a TubeBuddy, the free version, because they
Mhm.
have a free thumbnail maker, and now that's all I use. I can do a thumbnail like the one I just had for this one. That one took me all of maybe 2 minutes to make. It's
they
super
are.
simple.
TubeBuddy is awesome. I love it. And I don't have the free version. I got the next step up, which was like, I think it was like $20 or so. But it does
That's
give
what
you
I
a lot
got
more
now.
stuff. Yeah, it does give you a decent amount. It's worth the $20. I'll say that. But when you first start out and start getting your subs, I just use the free.
Just
And
the
then
free.
once things kind of get moving for you, go ahead and when you think you have the money for it and want to spend the money on it, go ahead and invest in yourself.
Hey,
And
BareRose,
that's what it is.
how do you get this streamline to work with YouTube or
It's just
StreamYard?
automatic. It automatically
Really?
does it. Yeah.
So
When
all
you
I got to
first
do is
sign up to
download
it,
the app StreamYard.com.
and
Okay.
then allow it to link into your YouTube.
Yep.
Okay.
It'll pop up and say, "Can we access your YouTube?"
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little convoluted to get there the first time, but just go through it slow and you'll be able to get it. It took me about a half an hour to scratch my head going, okay, is this the right one? How do I do this?
But once you get it, StreamYard is the easiest.
Hold on a second. There we go. Now I got a screenshot.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah, so I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is when I take that car apart, I'm gonna start small. I'm gonna like take the distributor out and the intake out, and that'll be it. That'll be one video, and I'll put before that, 57 Chevy Bel Air 283 V8 Power Glide trans. But everybody's telling me, like John was telling me, he's like, we'll do a compression test, even if it's one or two, and you show them, like, put the camera right down where you're doing the compression test. That'll show them that you're diagnosing it and you're, trying to find out what the problem is.
Mm-hmm. Try to get the camera to work towards they can see. Try to see your face, but mostly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whatever your hands are on, try to get the camera in there.
Phone, so I mean, that's the only camera I have other than my laptop, and I'm not bringing that out there because it ain't gonna fit anywhere underneath the hood,
Oh yeah.
That's all I use. I bought a nice camera and everything, and I don't even use that camera anymore. I just use my phone.
So many people have problems with those what is it, those little GoPros? I don't even want to buy one of them because there's so many problems with them. The things die, get too hot. They only run for a certain amount of time before they cut out. I'm like, that was like my Note 5. That's exactly what that did. It kept cutting out on me. So I'd lose half of what I was actually trying to produce, Oh, wow.
Well, I mean,
hooting and hollering.
That's my daughter. She's just having a good old time. My daughter's autistic. So you'll hear her screaming, hollering, having a good time. If she gets too bad, I'll jump off the live. but no,
No,
I bought a handy cam that had the little flip out screen and everything you could use, and
Yeah.
it got too cumbersome.
Oh.
It really did. And the
that
phones are so much easier to use.
Handycam doesn't have an external mic output.
Mine did. It
Oh,
wasn't
yours
actually a
did?
handy cam. It wasn't actually a handy cam. It was just one of those small,
Oh, okay.
digital cameras. I call it a handy cam, but you know
One
what I'm
second.
talking about.
See, I'm the other way. I think I've showed it. I have a Canon Vixia. It's a
Mhm.
little guy. It's only about this big, but
Right.
that's all I use because it fits right in my hand. It's got good stabilization.
Right. Well, that's the way mine is. I mean, it's a 4K. I
Yeah.
can record in 4K and everything. And I think I paid with the setup. I want to say it was like $200, $230, and that came with the stand and the camera and everything. Yeah, mine's just a little smaller than that, but it's about the same thing.
And I like
Yeah.
Canon. I've always liked Canon.
My only problem
And
is I got to get this
I
thing
got
to
it on
charge.
eBay for $48. Came with the case, everything.
Yeah, I have that too. This I got for nothing. This was like I was working at a school and they threw these things out. They threw like so many computer things out and monitors and computer mice that were still in a box, And this was one of the things that they threw out. It's crazy to see what they throw out at the schools, They could have donated them to somebody else that could use it,
Or put it in like a yard. Well, I know they get into legal stuff when they got to do stuff like that. When they try to sell it or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this has got the little miniature tape and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
But when I shoot on my phone, I can't load any of that into my computer. My computer's too slow. That's my biggest why I don't do that.
This thing's
Any
even got an
videos
SD.
I do on my phone, you can tell there's very little editing done whenever I use it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my computer's on its last prosthetic leg, so I'm waiting for outage season, and I'm gonna buy myself a new computer because I can only have one window open on my computer right now, or
Mine
it
too.
freezes. I don't know what happened to my computer. It was fine, and now it's. I mean, sometimes I'll have to reboot it, and it'll take 30 minutes for the computer
Oh,
reboot.
wow.
Come back up.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened to it. It's a nice HP computer. I've had it for 2-3 years. Maybe I got a virus on it, or maybe some of the RAM died in it. I don't know. I'm not that bursting inside the computer, so
Me either.
I'll
See,
I'll take this one and put it on the shelf and buy a new one.
Which is
The
funny
funny
because
thing-
years ago I built my own computer. That I'd never done it before, and well, I figured it can't be too much more than hot rod in a car, so I bought an old case, but that was back on Windows 90, 98 XP. I mean,
Oh,
that was
okay,
a
yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah, that was a little bit ago.
For the
That
time,
remi-
I guess it was pretty good, but
That reminds me of something, BareRose. Today at work, we was talking, and we got on the subject of Mount St. Helens blowing up,
oh really?
right? Well, I was at the Toutle River Bridge when it blew up when I was a kid, right? And
Yeah, because you were right by there.
right. So what year was that? That was May 14th, 1980, right?
Uh-huh.
That was 43 years ago, BareRose. I
Don't
feel
talk like that.
old. I feel old.
We're the same age, dang it.
I know. That was 43 years ago.
Somewhere
Oh.
around here, I have like little baby jars full of ash that fell here from that.
Wow.
Damn.
And I'm a state away.
Yeah. Yeah, my
But
mom
it's
still got
right
the
on
big
the
pickle jars
corridor.
of it. Yeah. My mom still got the big pickle jars full of ash. I was like, you could sell those for like, I think they're going for more than gold right now. Get you a bunch of small vials and just dig them out and sell them. People still buy them. But yeah, that was 43 years ago.
Just be careful when you dump it out on the table and you take the credit card to divvy it up. People walking by might be wondering what you're
what you're snorting there.
Let's see, 43 years ago, I was 15 years old. So
You're
Travis,
just
you were still
a bit over.
Huh?
You were a baby then.
Well, I was what? I was 7.
Yeah, you were a baby.
Yeah, we're the same age.
Yeah. Now I get to hit the big 5-0 this year.
Yeah.
No, I'll hit the in April. I'll hit the big 5-4 this year.
In fact, it's coming for me in April too. I was almost a fool.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend that was born on April 1st. I said, "Happy birthday, April Fools."
My wife's birthday is coming up here at the 23rd. I got to figure out something to do.
You know what, Travis? I don't have that problem anymore. The house is mine. She's gone. I'll take her violence and everything else with her.
I got a good one. I'm married now for 25 years. I got a good one.
I put up with mine for 9.5. That was enough. Believe me. I put up more than my share. And my brother says, "Why in the hell are you punishing yourself with this woman? You need to get rid of her." So that's what I did. See ya. Hasta luego.
6'1", Tim? I seen pictures. I think you're fibbing there.
Hey, you want to know the funniest thing, Travis?
I'm a lot shorter in person.
You want to know what the funniest thing, Travis? She was 10 years older than I am.
Wow. You know what's strange? I'm about the only person I know that's still married. That's not on their second marriage or been divorced.
I only got divorced because of the fact that she had so many social disorders and she was violent, and even my brother was a witness to that, and he's already got his own social disorders. So he asked me the first day that he met her, he says, "What the hell is wrong with her?" I says, "I don't know." I says, "I'm hoping it's a phase." I said, "Because if it don't, dissipate, I'm gonna, say, see ya. Wouldn't want to be you. Bye."
Big Mike, Brother Hoops in the house. Good to see you.
Hey, Big Mike, what's up, buddy?
Somebody let me in on a little secret too. If anybody's in the California area, a very famous old junkyard went under, and they have until the end of the month to get everything out of there. And
is that what I've seen?
Hundreds of them.
I've seen what's his name? The green car that Hoopty was pulling out. Was that him?
I don't know. This is California. That's a little jaunt for Big Mike.
See, if I can get somebody to go to a junkyard and find me 4 door window panes for my 57 Chevy, that'd be great. Because I don't have all the panes on my car are cracked except for the vents and the front and rear windshield. That's it. All the other ones are the one split right in half. I closed the back door one day and that thing shattered right down it. And the one on the passenger side front, it's got a hole in it about the size of a triangle.
That old glass will do that, especially when the
65 glass. Yeah,
starts to wear. Oh man, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is somebody that slams my doors. Oh man, it takes a lot to piss me off, but that'll do it.
Well, the thing is the way I live by it.
Shatter that glass.
If you never slam a door on a car, you'll never have to.
Yeah.
Really, you won't.
Exactly.
I mean, if you take care of it and you never slam a door, you'll never have to slam the door.
I hate it when people think, "Oh, it's an old car. You got to slam it." So they do it without it. Oh,
yeah, but they don't seem to realize that glass is actually, You know, like the
All right.
windshield in the front, the vent windows, the rear windshield, and the little quarter glasses in the back before the windshield in the back. They're all good. There's no cracks in them anywhere, you know, and there's no discoloration or, you know, they get that fog look under them.
Mm-hmm.
None of these window panes have that problem.
Or they'll
Well, let's see
delam
if
before they get the
Not
bubbles in them.
delaminated either. No, they're
no,
perfect.
I don't think they had safety glass in 57. Did they? I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
did.
that was. Did they? I was thinking it was the early 60s when they did the safety glass.
Now
That's
this is
usually
double
what.
paint. It's double
60s,
paint.
they went to tempered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But back then,
Okay.
it was all laminated.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So it's thick.
Right.
Yeah, so I have two pieces of plexiglass out there in the car right now that are pretty close to the size of the front windows, but I got to trim a little more off of it. If I can't find window panes, I'm going to put them in it because literally the one on the driver's side is package. It's what they call packaging tape. I've got it wrapped around the window about 20 times just to hold it the hell together because it's split right in half. Two pieces.
I held mine together with stickers.
Mhm.
Oh, it's right up by Barstow. I guess you'd say the north side of Edwards.
Oh, okay. I know about what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So why don't you have one of your trailers down there picking something up? BareRose. You're close.
Go down and see the Weiss family. Yeah, with a trailer. Yeah, I don't think it'd go over too well.
Just drop her off. Go do what you got to do. Pick her back up and head home.
And then come back.
Right. What's up, Mike?
I'd love to go down there. I know which yard they're talking about, and if I remember right, there's like 12 or 13 Edsels in there.
Really?
Some cars run and drive.
Shit.
I mean, it's just, and they're all California cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no
they're
rust.
got surface rust on them, and that's it.
The interiors are shot.
Right.
of
They're
the
sun
heat.
bleached and done,
course.
but interior's easy though. That
And I
Yeah,
metal
well,
art.
I got to
There's
refabricate
anything
my
in the
seats anyway. So,
70s. Hundreds
and
and
I made the
hundreds
door
of cars.
for mine. Ah,
Yeah. If it's the same place I'm thinking of.
ah.
Good to see you, hubby, and that was a good conversation we had earlier.
I was hoping Bruce was going to show up tonight. I sent him a link. He's a little busy tonight. I think he just broke 200. I have to check him out again, but I think he just hit 200 on subs.
Hit 250 anytime soon. I'm gonna be happy. That's halfway mark for me. Now, if the accounts don't disappear by tomorrow morning, I'll be good. I only have 8 more I got to get.
Oh, I know how that goes, boy.
Well, it gets about that 450 mark.
You got to get people a word of mouth, though. That's the thing, you know. If they don't show any, I even had one of my kids that I drove to school. He's 18 years old. He takes up automotive over in the tech school. He actually subscribed. We're not supposed to have them subscribe. He saw me holding my phone up one time before, we moved, and I was showing him the 57 Chevy. Well, this kid got my name down, and, he's been messaging me left and right. He's like, where the hell are you at? Our new driver sucks. We want you back. I'm like,
well, I'll tell you something. If you want to get your name out there, get some stickers. Invest a little bit of money on stickers and do what I do. I meet somebody new and I have a sticker on all my vehicles. And I make sure I keep stickers in my vehicle and I hand them out to people like business cards.
mm-hmm.
And Sticker Mule is the best.
Yes,
they're a little bit expensive, but I'll tell you what, if you pay full price one time, they will flood you with coupons as much as like 75% off. So you'll never pay full price again. I mean, they just.
And their hot sauce is pretty good. I got some free hot sauce from them.
They give you all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when I first looked into them, I thought, oh, that's kind of spendy for what it is. But cousin Mike, Landing Customs, he went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. Now he's getting deals like I've never seen before on them.
Yeah, they keep sending me emails, and I'm like, well, I'm just not ready to buy stickers yet. Because I got to think of a new design for my stickers. I got to get a new design.
I got to get back into drawing again because I used to do some really good artwork back in my day.
Even business cards.
I can actually do a 3-dimensional drawing of the 57 Chevy where you'll see the front, the side, and the inside of the car.
Cool.
Oh, like that. There's Dust Devils,
Yeah.
And they're cheap. I got mine at Staples.
QR code.
Yeah, and he's got his on there
QR.
too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of where to get the damn the red square sticker so you can put the little white triangle in it. I'm gonna put that on my back windshield so I can put my name below it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the YouTube?
Yeah, but I don't know where to get the red sticker from. Nobody knows where to get anything as far as decals or anything like that go.
Well, to get the YouTube one, the way I did it on my first one is I just cut it out from YouTube and had that as a picture. Then I did some stuff in paint. It took me a while to do it, and I was able to get that.
Hold on, I got an idea. I have what the hell they call those Kodak cameras that has the printer sticker picture, whatever the hell it is. It's got a printer for it. I got to hook that up to my computer. I might be able to just copy and paste a YouTube logo to my my picture files, and then just print it out.
Yep, that's one way to do it.
We'll catch you later, Brother Hoop. Good to have you.
Yeah, see you later, Mike. Have a good night.
But if you just want to play around with little stuff like that, and you only want a couple of them just to kind of try it out, go to Staples.
Oh, okay.
They have it already. It's in their computer or whatever. The YouTube logo, with the subscribe or whatever. They have that already. And they can do stickers. They do all kinds of stuff. I mean, clear up to door-sized vinyl that you can put on a magnet and stick to your door if you want to go that elaborate. Because they do it for business.
I just want to have something so people know who I am. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, just for something, to get dabbled into, and you put it in your hand. You don't try to do it on the computer and then wait for them to do it and then send it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you like it, then you can, go to other places if you want to. Right.
See, if I could just get someone to make me a decent, icon, then I can just go to Sticker Mule and have 100 of them printed off. I'd be happy.
And if you have a scanner, you can scan it and send it to them.
Right.
Crap. Do I have a
scanner?
When it goes
into graphic art stuff, I'm not so hip on that. My daughter does a lot of that.
I think I have a scanner, folks. It's a HP.
I got one too.
I might have to go anywhere. I might be able to print it up right here. Shit.
Mine's Wi-Fi, and I can't get it to connect to the computer, so it just.
Mine is too. Mine's Wi-Fi. That's one of the things the school threw away. That printer's what the school threw out. I pulled it out of the dumpster. Put it in my frickin' school van in the back. Brought it home. Hey, I don't care. It works. It cost me nothing.
It's strange how that all works. I tried to buy some used bus hubs, brake drums from for a Bluebird. They're huge because they're the ones that still use the old drum brakes.
Yeah,
and I want them to make like grinder pedestals and stuff like that in the shop. I can just roll them around. and they're so big that they don't go anywhere. But they can't give them away. They can't
Just try
sell them.
private bus companies,
They
BareRose.
had to put it all
Just
in, and a company comes and takes it.
Just try school
Weird.
bus companies. Don't even go to the distributor.
Yeah.
Go to the bus
No.
company.
Yeah, bus companies, they'll sell it to you for scrap.
Yeah.
I'm talking the school district. We still have a bus maintenance place in our schools. We don't have. We got to go into the city for the private ones like that.
Yeah.
Our school district still hires a mechanic.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
Yeah, them around here. My brother keeps telling me to quit the company I'm working for and go for the school district.
Yeah.
I
I'll
already
tell you
did.
what.
Really just allergies.
If you want to buy a good school bus to do like a car hauler or something like that from, find you one of those
No.
little school districts like that still has a mechanic
My
on
voice,
duty.
like right now.
Those things are so
I'm
well
okay.
maintained
I just-
because he
my
is
voice is bad.
bored stiff. All he'll do is go around and maintain stuff that he's already maintained.
Yep.
Those private ones, they
Yeah.
have to do it, so they don't like to do it.
Yeah, they'll drive around with something that's half beat up before they fix it up right.
But BareRose and Rich and everybody else, I'm gonna jump off here and get a couple things done before I gotta get to bed. So
All right,
Great
Travis.
seeing you, Travis.
Thanks,
I'll catch
man.
you
I
guys
appreciate it.
later.
Talk to you later.
Later, guys.
Hey, Big Block.
Oh boy. Now we're gonna have the crickets, right, BareRose?
Dead air, dead air.
Awkward. No. Oh, I did record another video other than the 57. There's a certain spot. There's a road called Waterloo Road that I used to walk on
Uh-huh.
when I was married. And I found actually still have it in the room. It's a badge to an old Chrysler. It's a round badge. It's amber. And there's actually the script is in on my dresser. I don't know what the hell year it's to, but I would say that the Chrysler had to have been like in the 30s or early 40s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I still have the script. The script is in perfect condition. There's like all tires and seats and gas tanks and all this other stuff buried underneath dirt. And I went for a walk there. What was it, 2 days ago? And I, pulled out a rim that had a nasty tire on it, but it was a Chevy rim. And it had the little, metal nubs sticking out. So that way, when you put these hubcaps on for a 57 Chevy, they don't go flying off. And I took it and had one of my old spares put on it. How you doing, man? But it didn't hold air. But the rim is still good. So, it's just the tires are no good. It's got a bubble in it and somebody busted the bead in it. But
what's
I
going
walked
on, Turbo Tom?
Well, I just uploaded a short that I just took today in a parking lot, and a little kid left the door open on the car.
Nice.
And just uploaded it, and it's already up over 900 views because I used hashtag driving. Hashtag driving put it out to a lot more people. And my sub count has already gone up by 4 or 5 already.
Sweet.
Just tonight.
Yeah, hashtags are they're a little different.
Well,
It stuffs it all into a
hashtag driving goes to like 450,000 or 450K people. Which is a lot more than No Name National.
And you can double them up.
Yeah.
In your description, in your title.
No, you don't put them in the title.
No. I learned that a long time ago. Yeah.
Put the hashtag in your description.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any kind of hashtags, like your No Name National, hashtag No Name
Nationals,
hashtag Tri-Fi Chevy, whatever.
I'm I'm waiting on my roundabout one to do something that I just uploaded here a couple minutes ago. I did a roundabout. It's a very small roundabout. I wish I would have seen a semi going through it because it's very small.
And a semi tried to go through it?
Oh, they always try to. You can see all the black marks
Uh-huh.
where they're going up and over the center. Yeah, try to make a left turn in a roundabout, and you can haul on something long.
Oh man, especially in those super tight ones.
Mm-hmm.
I hate roundabouts anyway.
Well, that's what they're going to now for every place.
Yeah.
The 2 lanes are confusing. Where they got 2 lanes going around instead of just one.
You get into, well, it's probably elsewhere too, but if you go into Utah, they have multiple ones. Boy, those will get you dizzy in a hurry.
Yeah.
You go out of one and right into the other one, and it's like doing a figure 8. And oh, those are crazy.
Well, in Toledo, Ohio, right on the off ramp, you get off the off ramp, you got a roundabout.
Mm-hmm.
That's confusing.
Yeah, they do that a lot in Utah. Right about the time Utah got the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, they went through and redid all their freeways and stuff, and they put roundabouts everywhere. Like that. You come off the freeway, you go right into a roundabout, and then you come out of that roundabout into another one to get, oof.
Yeah. Well, I got into this 500 mess just to
good.
see if I can get more subs, but because I don't have a car, I don't have a mini or a monkey bike. I mean, I do have a 1916 Model T, but that's quite a ways to drive that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It was my great grandfather's car.
Uh-huh.
So it's never been out of the family.
And that's good content right there. Just driving it down the road 200 feet. That's good content right there.
Well, yep. I did a video on how to start it. My son shot it for me, and I was the one showing you how to start it and how easy it starts, if you know how.
The one leg bump when you get it over and you get it up, and then you put on your leg and go like that.
Oh, no, I don't do it that easy. But I mean, I'm still able to start it, so my daughter can start it. It starts that easy.
Well, they only have like maybe 6.5, 7-to-1 compression.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nothing like a new car.
No, they're 20 horsepower.
Yeah.
But you're driving a 31-inch wheel.
And the throttle's up on the steering wheel.
Yep. That's cruise control. Yeah, no feet on the pedals and the throttle set. Yeah, that's cruise control.
Does yours has the pedal reverse, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You stomp on the pedal to put it in reverse.
It's hard. If you got big feet, lots of luck because those pedals are close together.
It's like that 28 Willys we got. Yeah, it's like that. But it has a throttle pedal, but you got to put your foot underneath this chunk of wood that comes out to step on it, and the other pedals are right there.
Yeah.
And if you have a foot that's that wide, yeah, you have a hard time driving it.
Yeah.
Those things are fun.
So is Rich signed up? Is he in the 500 race?
I don't know, Rich. Did you register for the no names?
Not yet. No, I have a lot of other pending bills right now, so I have to wait off on that.
Because I was there just last year as a walk around.
Mm-hmm.
I bought my tickets at the gate there or online before I went, but so I was on the list, but I wasn't one of the participants. But I ran to Travis as soon as I parked there. Got out and there was Travis. I knew his name because I've watched them all.
Yeah, that was the cool thing about it. You walk around, you know everybody.
Yeah, I knew you before I even saw you.
Exactly.
Well, John was sitting there talking about the when he went down there, and he was like, "Oh, the lady at the entrance fee area." He's like, he let that one in, let that one in, let that one in. She's like, "Do you know these people?" He's like, "Yeah, I know every one of them." So that's
Well,
how it is, I guess.
he knew me because I was wearing my shirt and had my name on it, so it helped.
The one we was looking for though was Unfinished Project. Everybody was looking for him
Yeah.
because he never shows his face on camera.
But that Thursday night when we went to the show and went to the restaurant, there was like 10 of us, 12 of us standing in line there. And we just spoke right up and said, "Hey, just put us all in one place. I mean, we're all wanting to meet each other anyway." So
Yeah, he ended up sitting with other people. I
Yeah.
sat with Stephen Holtz and from Just Drive It. It was great.
Yeah, because I got set with Jeff and his son Jeff and his dad Jeff. So it was 3 Jeffs right in a row. It was funny.
Jeff, me, Jeff, and Jeff.
Yeah.
What a guy he is, boy.
But he's short.
Then he got up front there and was took the rolls from the guy, and he was throwing the rolls.
Yeah.
Jeff's a character. He is one cool guy.
Yeah, I want to see that go down this year for the money. Because Dr. Art wants to do that.
Yeah, that's the way it was. Like I said, one of the biggest highlights for me of the No Name Nationals was sitting there with Ed from Ed's Machine right next to me, Andy Wood of Unity Motorsports sitting right in front of me, and here we are talking about the weather. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, it's going to be a good day for a race. Just 3 guys just talking.
Yeah, we know, BareRose. You were having a bromance. I know.
Yeah, that was cool. It was just the coolest thing.
And you got all these guys thinking they're old. They're not old. I was working on cars when I was 12 years old. Started off working on Ford Pintos.
I'll be dadgum, me too.
Yeah, those timing belts on those Ford Pintos, the snow would fly in and they jump time.
Yep.
Pull the head off.
Dirt. Yep.
Yeah. Pull the head off. Redo the valves.
First running car I ever had, the one that actually run and drove. I drove it went and I tore down a barn for it. It was a 72 Pinto sedan. It was a trunk car. Didn't have the hatchback. Had a little bitty trunk. Had a huge whale tail spoiler bolted to the top. It had 10-inch wide slot mags on the back and little skinnies up front.
Yeah.
It was the strangest looking little thing, but it was basically free. And I drove it home and blew it up right in front of the shop driveway.
Turbo would love what my ex-wife's son used to do when we went to junkyards. There's one over here on this road called Cat Swamp, and we used to go into that junkyard. He's looking for parts for his truck and everything, and we run across this area where there's all these Pintos. So what does the kid do? He takes every freaking Pinto script off of these cars and puts them in his pocket, and he gets home and he lays them on the table. His mother said, "What the hell are you doing with all those Pinto scripts?" He goes, "Pinto, Pinto, 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 Pinto." I'm like, what was the point in that? That's why you did that? Just to say that? He's like, "Yeah, I thought it was funny." I'm like, okay, you're a spaz.
I still have the emblem from my first car, that Pinto. It's up on my wall there. I kept all of them. I ended up giving that car away to a friend of mine for his birthday. But that was the first car I blew up, the first running car I ever had, and I blew it up that day bringing it home. And it was the first car I rebuilt. So
be right back.
It was a first for me on all levels.
Oh yeah.
That's how you get experience.
Yep.
I mean, I've done lots of them with my dad, for other people and for dads, but that was my first one.
Well, any job that I had to learn, you had to learn one, do one, and then teach one. That way the information never gets lost.
Yep.
At least that's the way I was taught.
Scrapes and the bus on the knuckles, and you learn to, when you go to push on a wrench or a ratchet, you open palm it. No many times you can be told that, you forget it.
Yeah. 18 stitches in here because a wrench broke off and went in.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun. Impact on this side, holding a wrench, and the wrench broke off and went in.
I've had them snap doing the double wrench.
Yeah.
You're pushing and pulling, and smack you, that little piece of the, open part of the wrench comes out and smack me right there. Yeah, that bluttered up for a while.
So I don't use Craftsman tools anymore.
That was a Craftsman?
Yep. And they weren't going to pay for the bill anyway. They did replace the wrench though. It was 18 millimeter. Doing recalls on the K cars.
Those K cars made a lot of mechanics money.
Oh yeah, I made more on the Renaults.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Renaults paid a lot more for doing a head gasket. It was like 10 hours.
What'd you have it down to?
About 2.
Now, all you guys out there that have worked flat rate, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
68.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks late 60s.
And still has chrome.
It's got all those stubs still on it, too, every one of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then I couldn't find the badge, BareRose, but this is the actual Chrysler emblem.
Curved?
Chrysler.
Uh-huh.
It's also mint condition. It's got all little stubs on them. That's the one I pulled off the car where I walked finding the tires that I did the video of. This was on a hood.
Yeah, that looks like, 51 down to have that kind of a crown.
This was earlier than that. It had to be in the 40s because it's bent in the middle. And the hood was actually rounded.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, early 50, 51, even possibly 53. My 53 DeSoto still had a little bit of a parrot's beak in the front. But the DeSoto didn't have that on there.
No.
Well, I'm thinking about making a video of my son's train set.
Sweet.
Because I built the actual train layout, didn't decorate it or anything, didn't do any of them special. I just put the track on, did the wood frame and all, hung it up. I mean, when he was like 2 years old. Now that he's a lot older, he's actually out there putting the grass on, the ballast and everything around, making the hills and mountains look like real stuff. But it's actually hanging from the enclosed front porch on 4 cables. So you can crank it up out of the way or drop her down to where you can play with it.
I remember that lady in that Yugo got blown off the Mackinac Bridge. That was like 81, 82. I remember that though.
I was up there before then. It would have been late 70s when I was up there. That's a long bridge.
Yeah.
You get started on it, you think you're never going to get off of it.
Oh, and I remember Mike Rowe talking about it when he was doing dirty jobs and he had to go up with the
Oh.
guys that serviced the Mackinac.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's fresher in my brain.
Well, I had a cousin that lived on the other side, so we went up there and saw him when I was a little kid. Yeah, back in the 70s. I was a kid. The actual in the picture I used from my profile thing, I was 3 years old. So the little kid on the
Really?
tricycle, that little kid on the tricycle was me at 3.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I think she did.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to go back and read that again. I remember the weirdest bridge I remember going on was goes from SeaTac. It's a floating bridge in Seattle. It's in Seattle, and it floats on top of the bay. And you'd be driving along, and it would move with you. Oh, that was weird. I hated going across it. Then, of course, bad weather, they shut it down. But
Hmm.
that was always just the eeriest feeling.
I watched that, what is it, Adventures with Purpose thing too. They actually found a Yugo not too long ago underwater.
They're kind of got a cult following now. There's
They're
they
really
do.
people
good at what
actually
they do.
restoring them.
They started out as just removing cars out of the waterways, and then they just went on to something like totally different. They're like way out there now, you know?
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
they're
a good thing.
finding
It's a
missing
good thing.
people.
Hmm. It's a good thing because, you know, you got some law enforcements that are just so lazy and they're self-indulgent in themselves. They're, you know, they don't have time for anybody else, and they're supposed to be public servants, and I don't get it, you know?
It's a different time. That's what unions do.
And it's where it's at too.
Mm.
Our law enforcement here, they're all county deputies, and they're all great. They actually talk to you, they help you, they
Yeah, but you'll
never had
find
any
one or two that
problems
are
with
a
them.
tyrant or something like that, and they'll make your day miserable, you know? There's always a bad seed in every apple bunch, you know?
Well, my dad was captain, Tiffin Police Department, so
My grandfather was actually not chief of police, commissioner of police, Patterson.
That they are a first responder. A lot
My
of
other
people
grand,
say they're really weak, but man, those things will hold a lot.
my
Those
other
little
my other
7.5.
grandfather my other grandfather was a first responder, and he responded to a chemical fire at a factory called Morningstar Paisley back in '66 in Hawthorne. He died in the explosion.
I love that movie, Big Trouble.
You know what I want to see again? The movie Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble with Danny
As-
DeVito and Bette Midler.
It's got the Bobo and Dobo and what the heck is it? Chevy Chase he's driving around in a BMW, and
Oh,
he
okay, yeah.
Forbes Financial Weekly or whatever. You got the guy croning like Bing Crosby and removes his nose and comes down in a really weird chair from the ceiling. It's just that movie was so bizarre, man. The Bone Stripper, I remember that. You know, if you were what they call not of their type, they would actually, you know, have a conveyor belt that would put you out into the machine that, you know, strips you right down to bones, and then they kick the bones out off to the side.
Wow. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe that's why it costs so much when I have to buy a tank. I think when trying to remember the bill, it's not the little tank, but it's the medium-sized tank of argon CO2 mix. It was $320 for the first buy, because you got to buy the tank. Then after that, you just exchange it for a full one after that.
Yeah, I need to get a new tank.
It's been a while since I bought any oxygen acetylene, though.
No, I just need a tank for my wire welder.
Argon, that's the way to go. MIG. I gotta have mine filled again. I'm about empty.
I was watching that Turn and Rust the other day. Did you see the Avanti, the Studebaker they got?
I didn't.
Oh
That is
man,
one freaky car, though.
it's expensive. And they got it with the original turbo, and it had the original seats, everything still in it. I was like, man, this guy got lucky. Because I know, Studebaker's not that big of a deal, but when you're coming off the fiberglass,
What's happening, guys?
That car was a big deal. That was the fastest production car in the world.
Yeah. And they actually got it running. They got the damn thing running. I couldn't believe it. They still had the housing for the wires. They had the housing for the wires and everything still. It was all original.
So what you got going on over there, Tony?
Oh, same old, same old. Still working on that swept line I've been working on the last few days. Just replaced the intermediate shaft bushing in that engine today without disassembling the engine.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just got done editing the video. It's uploading as we speak.
Cool.
Probably turn it loose tomorrow morning. I've had pretty good luck letting them loose about 4 a.m. my time.
Ugh.
with getting views. So
that's
what I'll do.
That's a big key. Once you find it that works, because it'll be different for everybody, but once you find that little spot where it works, just keep them coming at that time.
Right. Well, I figured it out, or at least what I think I figured out anyways, is the majority of viewers that's watching me and my stuff are a couple of time zones east of me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll turn them loose a little bit earlier, because it's a little bit later over there.
I try to get mine out for in the morning for the East Coast. Exactly what you're doing.
Right. Well, yeah, you're probably same time zone as I am.
Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, except you do have daylight savings time, right?
Yeah.
Of course, not this time of year, but see, we don't. We never change. It's
you guys don't want no more sunlight.
No, that's no lie. But of course, I'll take it now. It's been cold. It's kind of been a cold winter here.
Has it?
And, I'm up north in Arizona now, so we get in the teens at night. That's cold enough for me. I got 2 torpedo heaters that keep me company out in the garage in the shop.
Listen to them howl.
All those things are friggin' loud, but they work good. I got one. I actually should have taken video of it. I picked it's an antique Master. It's like 109. It's either a 190 or a 220,000 BTU. But I picked it up off a marketplace for $25, and it had all sorts of issues. I stuck about $60 in the stupid thing, so I'm still less than $100 in it. It works great. And then I got another one. It's a 55,000. It was brand new. I got it for $100, and so it keeps me warm out there. But they burn through the fuel if you let them keep running. But here I've been late. This swept line, one of the problems with it is it had a needle seat sticking open in the carburetor, and it was building pressure in the fuel tank and literally hydrolocked the engine with gasoline.
Whoa.
And all that gasoline ended up in the oil. So I got a 5-gallon bucket that's got 7 quarts of motor oil and the rest of it's gasoline, and it's half full. I'm making me a batch of black diesel for them coolers or for them heaters. I saved that junk. So who was it? Darn it. I forget what channel it was. He was making that black diesel, burning it in them shop heaters. That's what gave me the idea. I'm drawing a blank now. I can't remember what channel he was. Dang it.
My godfather tried that. He had a homemade waste burner, and he
Yep.
was making, black diesel like that.
Yeah,
But he lit his stove on fire about 3 times, and
shoot.
I don't want to do that.
No. Well, I'm going to try it about a gallon of gas to 4 gallons of oil. We'll see if it works. I'll make sure the thing's outside when I fire it up and try it for the first time.
Yeah, cool thing about the Avani too, the guy that designed that, he also designed the bullet nose for him, and he's the one that designed the Roots blower, but he designed it for Allis and Chalmers tractors.
Really?
And then he went on to work for NASA with the Apollo program. So, see, hot rodders can go to the moon.
That's a fact.
There you go.
Real neat story on that guy.
I wonder how much Ricardo.
I say, if you ain't seen that video, the last one on the swept line, you should watch it. It covers that geyser of a carburetor.
I see where you brought it in, and then your updates on the 428.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the 428's back in purgatory now, too, because I'm waiting on its owner to come off with some more money.
Oh, yeah, I know how that goes.
That's all right. A couple weeks out, but all I'm lacking now is the rocker gear that I want for it. And, with everything we've done, I'm going to go with, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Brent Likens. You might be, Kim, being a Ford guy. You know who he is, Likens Motorsports?
Yeah, Likens Motor.
Yeah. I'm going to go with his non-adjustable roller rockers for it, because we went with the roller cam in it and everything. You already knew that. And the precision oil pumps, their stands, their rocker stands for that FE, and ARP studs. So that's about $800 for all of it. That will finish that engine, and then we'll get to hear it rumble. So, he told me a couple weeks. He just had to pay his taxes. You know how that goes. He's got a fairly successful excavation outfit company that he runs. So I wouldn't want his tax bill. Yeah, you've seen the 428 painted, right?
Yeah.
That's where it sits. It came out nice. I even surprised myself on that one. But that's where it sits right now in the shop, just painted and waiting for a set of rockers. But I've already talked to Brent. He's got them in stock, so it ain't gonna be no big deal. Just pay for them and they'll be on their way. The nice thing about them is you don't have to get special made push rods. You just come up with a length, and they're just 5/16 ball to ball. So I'm not worried about that either. It'll be a pretty quick and easy finish up on that. stick it back in that hot rod and make some tire smoke.
It only gets touchy when you start cutting the decks and stuff.
Right. Yeah, especially on them FEs, because then you got to cut everything.
Everything. You can't just mill off a little of the head, no, because everything's got to freaking match, and you got to keep
Right.
that stair step from happening.
Yeah. Well, when I had those heads done, I told him, I said, if you clean them up, you just barely clean them up, because that you've seen the manifold, right? In some of the original videos, that is an original Shelby manifold. You know, the ones that go for like $3,000.
Yeah.
So we ain't cutting the stupid thing. And those are 60, 80 heads. They are Cobra Jet heads. So, you know, we don't want to. I told him, I said, do not, you take a couple thousandths off of them, but don't take any more.
Closest I've ever seen to those is Thunderjet heads. I've never seen Shelby's.
Yeah. Well, now you
Thunderjets
have.
are real close.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're not CJs.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what was the actual difference? Just port design, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think they run the same bigger valves and everything. The ports were just a little bit different. I don't think they had the 8-hole exhaust.
And if you look at the CJs, if I remember right, they ramp in on the top and they ramp down on the bottom.
Yeah.
On the head side.
Right.
But to look at the intakes too, I mean, they dang near look the same.
They're just bigger. The only real difference there is they're just bigger. They're taller.
Yeah.
I think somewhere in one of the videos on those heads, when I started uncovering the issues with them, I think I actually took measurements and showed measurements. I can't remember now.
Well, BareRose, I think I'm going to jump off of here and get some sleep.
It's great seeing you, Rich.
Hey, it was good seeing you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Keep hammering the content out, man. You're going to make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently now that I know kind of what to do. So
it's
a learning curve.
Make sure you add #driving. That's a lot more hits.
Does it have to be driving, or can it be #repairing engine?
Stuff like that has to be perfect.
Yeah.
When you type in
driving.
Yeah.
It'll show you how many hits it'll take, or how
many
people are on
I was just gonna say that. That's something I do when I do my hashtags. It pops up and it tells you, how many hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of videos and channels, and I go for the biggest number, and you get better results that way.
Okay.
We'll take hot rod versus hot rods, for instance. Pick the one with the bigger number.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to get on that.
Don't be afraid to throw multiples in. Just do it in your description.
Yeah.
Not in the title.
Exactly. All right, guys. You have a good evening. I'm getting out of here because I got to go to sleep, man. I'm like beat.
Great to see you.
All right, man. Good seeing all you guys. Have a good evening.
Yep.
Something else I never thought of until just recently was Cobra Jet. #Cobra Jet.
Yeah.
I should have hashtagged every stinking one of them damn rat rod videos with that, but I never thought of it until just recently, and it gave results to the point of actually, I don't know if it would do me any good. You might know. Would it do me any good to go back and retitle all the other rat rod videos that way?
Yeah. It'll help.
When you do it, when you open up your screen, switch it to private or unlisted. Either one, doesn't matter. Just switch it over to that and then hit save and then just, put it back out. And then go right back in and open it up again and then go through and change it. And let it sit as unpublished or private for I let them go about an hour. Sometimes it takes me that long to readjust it.
Come up with what you want, yeah.
And then switch it back when you go to, put it back out. Then switch it to public again.
And then it restarts the algorithm.
It doesn't restart it. It just kind of refreshes it.
Kicks it in the butt, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
don't
about
delete
that.
it. Don't delete it.
Yeah, just unpublicize it. Make it private. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, it's like right now my
they boost back up. Well, that one that short that went viral on me, that's exactly what I did. I switched it to unlisted, I think it was. And then I, switched it to that, hit save, put it back out. And then I went right back in and grabbed it and then adjusted the title and put a description in it. And this was a short. I do it with shorts too.
right.
And put all the stuff in the description and said, hey, check out the full length video, all that blah, blah, blah stuff in there.
Right.
And then as soon as I got that all done, then I switched it back to public and hit it. And it took about a month and a half, 2 months later, and bang, that sucker hit.
It went crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that one
they
was
were
one
kind
you
of
reused.
hit there, and then all of a sudden, kaboom! It took off. But I think the reason it took off too is because the weather got warmer and people were actually out there doing that kind of stuff. Because when I did that, it was like 50 degrees.
Right.
The one day it didn't snow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun working and freezing your butt off, but yeah, what cold is.
When Buzz told us that stuff, I went through and redid all my videos, and I never made it back around to my shorts. So all my videos were starting to do that too. And then I made it around, and I started doing my shorts that way. That's, I did it with all of them.
Well, I just started a couple of mine, so we'll see how they do.
The biggest thing is your title. That is, like I said, that's the first thing that the machine of the algorithm uses to stick it up to whoever it's going to stick it up to.
Right. And that's what John's been saying too. Use every stinking character in that title.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually trying that with this one it's going loose tomorrow morning. With that engine repair. I think I used about 97 of the 100 characters.
And the same thing with the description. And the description, though, the first couple lines of my description, I kind of make that more for the person, that's going to be looking at it.
Right.
Because all they're going to see is that first line unless they click on it and open it. And very few people do that. So after that first line, I still do it in sentence form and paragraph form.
Right.
But I'll fill that sucker with every keyword, every hashtag I can think of.
Yeah, everything that's going on in the content in the video.
Uh-huh. Like you said, with driving.
Yeah, driving.
I would put that in like, as I was #driving along this way, I seen this. So when you read it,
I've done that too.
Look like you're trying to push something.
Yeah, I've done that too in some of them where I'll just hashtag a word in the sentence rather than doing it a standalone.
Mm-hmm.
I think the algorithm sees it the same.
I know if you put too many in there, YouTube doesn't like it. If you just use your description and just fill it full of hashtags and
they don't like it.
Shout outs, with the A, circle somebody's name.
Right.
You fill it in. They don't care for that much. But if you put it in sentence form and it's all in, your using the
Yeah, they
description.
just don't like the standalone stuff.
Yeah,
Where you've singled it out.
makes it look spammy.
Right. You know,
Or
something
fake.
else that I've read and I've seen different sources allude to being successful, but haven't really proven it yet, is they're saying in the taglines to use hashtags. But I
In the
haven't really
tagline.
been able to prove success with that. I've tried it, but I don't know if it's done any good. And I just don't have the subs yet to have real valid analytics to see. But I've some of these videos, and I follow different people that that help for growing YouTube and stuff, and they suggest that, and that's kind of a new thing that I've stumbled on, and I just don't know. I don't know, have you heard anything about that?
I use my tags, but the hidden tags,
Right.
and I use all
That's what I'm talking
500 of
about.
them. But I
Right.
don't put any hashtags in there. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But they're saying to hashtag those.
For
But I
that to
can't
work,
really
though,
prove it.
it would be somebody in the search that would have to type in hashtag whatever, hashtag
Right.
rat rod.
But people do that. You and I both know people do that.
I know on other formats like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, hashtags are all over the place.
I know it. Who knows? Who knows? It's just something I read somewhere, so I thought I'd share it. But, I can't prove the theory yet. That's
One
how
thing
we
that really
learn,
helped
right?
me,
We
though,
try things.
was in those hidden tags. I always put my name in there, and I spell my name every way I can think of that people are going to try to spell my name.
Oh, that's a
And
good idea.
That helped me get identified.
That helped. Yeah, that helps your channel get found.
Yeah. So if I'm at a car show or something and somebody says, "Hey, I heard you have a YouTube channel," I said, "Yeah, it's BareRose Garage." Oh, well, my name really is BareRose. It's my name.
Right.
If they know me, then they know how to spell my name, or they know
Right.
how to misspell my name. And it's the reason my name is BareRose. It's how you pronounce my name.
Right.
So I'll put in there every way. Burrows, Barrows, Barrow. Every way
Yeah.
you can spell my name.
Every way that somebody that might misspell it would.
Yeah. So if they type in the search box and they're looking for me, wham, it comes right up.
They'll find you that way. Yeah, I want to do like Buck did too. I want to get some cards made with that or not the hashtag, but yeah, not the QR code on.
The QR code.
You just hand them out, like I did on the back window of the car when we drove across the country to the No Name Nationals.
Uh-huh.
You remember that? How could you miss it?
And a good place for that is actually Staples.
Oh, to get the cards made?
Yep. I'm very, very happy with what they did for me, and they were cheap, and I got thousands of them.
Really?
Yeah. They did a great job. They would have done it in color too, but
did they do the design work or did you?
My wife did it as we were traveling down to the No Name Nationals.
Okay.
We actually had them delivered to the Staples in Sikeston.
Oh, right on.
And then we just swung in, picked them up, and went there.
I will look into that, for a printer, because I do all my own graphics work.
Uh-huh.
But I don't print cards and stuff. I do the artwork, but I don't print cards. I made this shirt.
Good heavens, by the time you pay for all the ink, yikes.
Right?
You don't want to hand them out.
Oh, for what? The cards, you mean?
Yeah, for printer ink? Good Lord, that stuff's like liquid gold.
It's insane. And it don't hold up like the industrial ink anyway. You get it wet and it runs if you print it yourself.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, for that kind of stuff, I farm it out. I got a buddy that's going to put this logo on a bunch of mugs for me. Funny. This is a funny story, actually. I've known him for years. I met him years ago. I built he had I think it was a 77 or 78 CJ7 Jeep, and I put a port injected 305 Chevy in it for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's an artist, and he did a nice paint job on it and everything. Cool dude. But anyways, he's got this Chevy Tahoe. It's like a 97 Chevy Tahoe. And he goes to the bar the other day and he has a beer and he comes out to start the thing and it wouldn't start. So he hitches a ride home and he buys a battery, puts battery in it. Damn thing wouldn't start. So he drags it home. He puts a starter in it. The damn thing wouldn't start. And he calls me. He figured out how to jump the starter relay and get it to start, but he didn't know. He thought it was a security problem or something, because 97 is computerized and all that junk. And so I bring the thing over, get it fired up and bring it over here, Dave. We'll figure it out. Turned out it was blown fuse. I jumped him one side and down the other. I said, you shoot yourself in the foot until you run out of ammo, and then you call me. You throw $300 down a rabbit hole, and then you call me. I get my cabinet out in the shop, and I gave him a handful of 10-amp fuses. I said, and I looked up the part number for this is the even funnier part. Once I figured it out, I said, all right, where's the starter? Where's the relay? Because he'd taken it out of the box, out of the power distribution box. So he could just jump, the two slots to get it cranked. He looks at me kind of funny. He says, at home. I said, well, that's a good place for it. And I reach over, there's another one, they're all the same in those late model Chevys, and I just move it over and I turn the key and the thing fires right up. I said, we'll use that one for now. And I look it up and I give him the part number. I said, now stop at O'Reilly's on the way home and buy this. And it's $11 and put it in that slot right there. He said, oh, is that my prescription, Doc?
Take one of these and don't call me in the morning. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, and next time call me before you drop $300 down a rabbit hole for a nickel fuse. And I never did get to see the relay, but I'm pretty sure the relay is the reason the fuse blew. That fuse is the only thing between the turning of the key and the relay. So where's the short? It's got to be in the relay.
The relay. And
I never got to see the relay to confirm it. So I told him, do not put the old relay back in it. Go buy this thing. It's $12.
It was a 96 Chevy diesel that I had that happen with. And I changed the relay. Yeah. And it cured it.
Internal short, and it popped the fuse, start fuse.
The QR codes. That little funny looking little square right there on the bottom of Dust Devil's card right here. That, if somebody's got a smartphone, they can go over and they take a picture of that.
Just
and
hold
it goes
up.
Zoom, and it goes right to their to your page. So if you can do that, get some cards made up with that on there. All they got to do is just go whoop, with their smartphone and takes them right to your channel.
Yeah, and there's several websites that'll generate that QR code for you for nothing.
Yeah. In fact, there's programs even that does it. Windows will actually do it for free, but I forget how I did it. I actually pulled it up and it changed my logo, my page to a QR code. But I have no idea what I hit. I pushed a button on here somewhere and it did it.
Oh, shoot.
And I used to think, well, that's kind of for the new generation. Us old guys don't really know much about that. But I went to a car show, and a lot of guys, you know, their little placards up there that have got,
Using it.
yeah, they're all using it, and it pops it right up.
Yeah, even the old farts like us have latched onto the easy
Yeah.
stuff. And because it's easy. It's, you know, everybody's got a smartphone these days.
Mm-hmm.
How do I find you? You just show them that, you know.
A lot of restaurants don't even have a menu. They got the QR code there, and you got to scan it.
Yeah, you got to scan it, look at it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
I don't know how to find anything though. And all my ringtones are already set up. My daughter did it, so if it's a normal ring, I don't answer it.
Oh, I have a dickens of a time with the phone. I'm not very computer savvy.
I used to be.
Computers have always been, I've always been fascinated and interested by them. So I've grown with them, you know, and I'm, in a way, I can say I'm blessed because I am good with computers. And I've never bought a brand new computer. I build them myself. I will buy a used laptop off of eBay for a third of what a new one would cost and customize it to my liking. You know,
That's why I like the desktops.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, you can actually do a lot customize wise with a laptop. People just don't realize it because it's not as easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely not as easy, but they are customizable. It's like me, I'm running 3rd gen hardware. And I edit 60 frame per second 4K video, no problem. With 3rd gen hardware, we're at 12th gen today, going on 13th. But it's top of the line 3rd gen hardware.
I remember that. Back in the 90s, a lot of car guys started building their own computers because it was kind of like building a car.
Yeah.
It was just another way of hot rodding.
In a way, yeah, it is. Well, my computer is a freaking hot rod. Out of the box, it runs at it's a 3770K. I think it's supposed to run at 3.5 gigahertz. I got it running at 4.5 gigahertz. It's got a supercharger on it and a big ass heat sink to keep it from overheating. And 32 gigs of RAM and a 1080 Ti card, graphics card in it, and it doesn't cry about working with 4K.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, back in that was probably 2000, right around in there. I built my own computer. I couldn't afford to buy a brand new. Good Lord, they were super expensive back then.
Yeah. Oh, and they come way down. And they still are comparatively. To buy the components, let's just say you want to build a nice 12th gen Intel machine or a 5700X Ryzen machine. You can build that machine for a third of what it would cost to buy one already built. You call Alienware, Dell, or anybody that's building good high-end graphics machines. You're going to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a tower. You can buy the hardware and put the whole darn thing together yourself for a couple grand. All you got to do is know how to put stuff together and pick out the right goodies,
And have somebody put an OS in it, or if you've got one.
Yeah. Or know where to get them.
Yeah.
I know where to buy. I can buy Windows 11 licenses for $29.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to know where to look. And they're not BS either. They are legitimate registerable licenses. And you can get them for $29. I'm running Windows 11 Pro on this one. And I actually didn't buy this one. I got the upgrade. I bought Windows 10 Pro when I built this machine, and then they upgrade.
Then it's upgraded up. To
I
now.
mean, it's a whole long story. This is 3rd gen hardware. You're not even supposed to be able to run Windows 11 on it. A couple little registry hacks, and it makes it look the other way, and it installs. Once you get it installed, it runs just fine. I get a kick out of that too. You know, I do it because I can. Don't tell me I can't. I own this hardware.
Like I said, it's another form of hot rodding.
Hot rodding. You are 100% right. You know, and I enjoy it just as much as I enjoy hot rodding. You know,
I get why the newer generation, they like the electronic side of it and all of that, because it's the same thing. It's just another way of looking at it,
it's
way
another
of going
form of
with
tinkering.
it. Exactly. If programming and stuff like that is all in your wheelhouse, it's a great way to go.
Oh, it sure is.
Me, I like the mechanical linkages and stuff. So I go the other way, but it's the same. We're all in the same thing.
I do both. But the funny thing is, as much as I like to play with PCs and computers and electronics, and I even used to write Android operating systems for fun, as a hobby. I don't like it in my cars. I don't want computers in my cars.
When I'm broke down in between Rawlins and Rock Springs, Wyoming, I want to be able to get that thing home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's just limping on home, I still want to be able to get it home.
Right. And with things like breaker points and ballast resistors and carburetors, you can generally pull that off.
Figure something out to at least get it to run on 4 instead of 8,
Right. Yeah. You don't have these luxuries with computers. I mean, I've got a $20,000 scan tool out there in the garage for working on this new crap. I don't want to.
But when I'm going down the freeway out there and I hit a jackrabbit and it wipes out every sensor in the car and then shuts it off on the side of the freeway,
you're hosed. When you do this stuff professionally, Tom, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure do. New Atlantis high volt. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So there is now internet or Ethernet on your car.
Yep.
Good Lord.
That's been a thing for a couple years now.
Well, Chrysler just came out with it, so
yeah.
The Wagoneer, Grand Cherokee L are the start of it.
Yeah.
The Hornet's the next one.
The Hornet.
Yep. The new Dodge Hornet.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I looked at it. It's a Compass. That's a Jeep Compass with a Dodge emblem.
Is that what it is?
That's what it looks like. Yes, it's got a high-tech electrical package on it, which means more computers.
Yep.
Of course, Ford did it too with the Maverick.
I thought that was a Ranger.
Mustang too.
I thought the Maverick was a Ranger.
Pretty much, yeah. Had nothing to do with the original Maverick.
And they're all doing less than great stuff trying to jump on this EV bandwagon.
Yeah, they should just stop the EV stuff and go straight to hydrogen and be done with it.
I've been saying that for years.
Because Europe is already doing that.
The
Toyota's doing that. Yeah, Toyota's doing it already too.
Well, I get a kick out of the EV stuff is, they this part of the country anyway, they whine and cry in the summertime about us running our AC.
Exactly.
California is even worse. Turn off your AC. They can't find 30 amps to give you to run an AC unit. Where the hell are they going to get 80 or 90 to put a charging station in your garage?
Yeah, and three-phase at that.
What's that, Tom?
And three-phase 480 at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
towns
three
aren't wired.
phase. Yeah,
Yeah.
find me a residential home that's got 3-phase in it.
I know one. My buddy had to
Yours?
put it in his garage for his Tesla.
Yeah.
And it was spendy.
Oh, I can imagine.
He's got better service in his garage than I do in my shop.
Right? I could probably get 3-phase here actually pretty easy because I do have a 3-phase high tension line going right through the property. We actually, part of our property here is an easement for the power company. So it is right here, but not everybody has that. If you look up and there's only 2 wires on that on that overhead high tension, they can't even give you 3-phase off of that.
And if they do, you're
If they
spending
do, they got to
big
run
bucks.
another high tension line.
Big bucks.
They got to make those 2 big ones, 3 big ones.
Because everybody around you is waiting for that one person to cough up the bucks to bring the big line in.
Well, you bet they are. Yeah, we're a long way away from ready for it. And it could be a great thing. It could be a great thing, but it'll never be a great thing when it's shoved down our throats.
Well,
and we're not ready for it.
What people don't understand too is at the turn of the century, 30% of all American cars were electric.
Yeah.
And the gas company said, okay, enough of enough. And they went to 5 cents a gallon and electric cars disappeared.
Yep.
Studebaker's first car was an EV. That was way back. I think the biggest thing of the push is they don't have to deal with as many emission things.
Right.
I think that's where it's going.
Well, and it's a bunch of political tomfoolery going on too.
And here, that's, here in Europe, it's because, gas in Europe is yikes expensive.
Right. And, I think to a degree it's politically driven over there too.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. A lot of the European politics is what's causing this country to go certain directions. I try to keep politics out of this channel. So I don't want to go too deep into this, but we all know.
Yeah.
We all know the political climate could change in the White House and the whole EV thing would go away. And I'll leave it at that. But it's just like anything political. You follow the trail of money.
If they're just out there, I like them. If it's forced on me, I don't want it.
Right. Amen.
We have to coexist.
Yeah. If you want one, go get one.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would
consider. If you don't want one, don't go get one. That's cool too. That's where I'm at on it.
Yeah,
and if it's gonna catch on fire, don't park it next to my Charger.
Yeah, batteries don't like cold at all.
No, they don't.
And how do they deal with cold around here? You just drive to the airport and go from there. That's as far as you're going to go.
Air conditioning. Everything you turn on in an electric car takes juice.
Yeah,
takes more of your miles away.
Takes away from your range.
And when it's 46 below out and you got to drive 45 miles to work, that might be it. With the heater going, the wipers going.
Comment up there.
Yeah, my nephew works for Ford, a dealership close by here, and he brought one of those Lightning trucks over to Thanksgiving for us to take a ride in. Yeah, it's got a lot of get and go, but you see the range on the thing drop off real quick. So he had, started off like 300-mile range, and we went, a mile down the road and a mile back, and it already dropped down to like 250 because it was cold. He had the heaters on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just take me and you, Kim, for instance. We both drove well over 1,000 miles to the No Name Nationals. You know, I did it leisurely. It took about 2.5, 3 days. Leisurely, because my wife and I stopped and got hotel and took,
Same
you know,
here.
went to bed and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. It would take 2 weeks to make that trip across the country in an EV.
Yeah, you go faster than a Model T.
Yeah. Because, and it's not that the car won't go fast, it's the time you're holed up charging the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when I was going across, one of the hotels had charging station, and it only had two
Really?
bays.
I wasn't really looking for them, but I noticed, I noticed, I don't know, half a dozen charging stations across the whole trip, you know, be it at, you know, where somewhere I stopped or a fueling station or whatever, but it certainly wasn't enough.
It was just at the hotel, you know, when you pulled in and parked. There was only, like I said, two.
Right. You know, but okay, even if the charging stations are there, the time it takes to charge the stupid thing. It
then
takes
you got a hotel
2
bill,
minutes.
whether you like it or
not. You run out of range in a gas rig, it takes 2 minutes to fill it up with gas and you're back on the road.
Oh, Lord. And have you seen the commercials they're doing now? They got some of them that have inverters in them, so you can plug your TV in and watch your TV, and you can plug your hairdryer in. Yeah, plug a hairdryer in.
Honey, why'd the car stop going? Turn your stupid hairdryer off.
And you see these commercials, and you know people are going to think, "Oh, wow, you're right. It's an electric car. I can just," and it's got a 110 in the back. I can plug anything in it.
And they deliberately fail to tell you the fallout from that.
And the commercial I was watching, they were camping. So they're going to be out in the middle of the woods. If you've ever had to pay a tow bill where that tow truck has to drop off onto the pavement, whoa.
Forget it.
Real spendy real quick.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Wow, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, you're out there camping, living it up out of your Tesla, and you go to leave in the morning, and the damn thing won't move. What now?
Well, all you younger generation out there, I'll tell you the hot business to get into: recovery. Go out right now and get yourself a nice diesel-powered rollback. And specialize in how to pull these things out. You'll be a millionaire.
You know, and the other thing that gets me about them is the spontaneous combustion. And when they catch on fire, it takes a lot of water to put them out.
Hey, Triple M.
How are you guys?
Great to see you guys. Got Colleen with you?
Yeah, Colleen.
Hey, sweet.
I'm here. I'm on live. First time.
Yay.
Sweet. So how you guys all been?
Yeah, mute that one open. No, I can't mute it. Mute it with the remote.
So how you folks been? Good.
Good. Cold and rainy.
Cold and rainy.
The weather is terrible.
Yeah, we got another stinking storm getting ready to roll through here.
And for everybody watching, this is Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. Did I get it right?
Yep, you did it right. Yep.
All right. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. He's got some pretty cool stuff going on. This is one of the guys that was, he got his 500 subscribers at the front gate.
Yep. Him and Dizzy.
Yeah, but I talked to him Thursday night right in the front of the bar over there, and I was already subscribed to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I was already subscribed to him too, but I think I subscribed to him with 2 or 3 different accounts that morning.
Oh, there you go.
I remember that. Dizzy too, I did that for.
Yeah, I have
Yep.
2 accounts myself. I try to use both of them to, give my little 2 in,
The wife
Well,
seen you and she went on her Facebook and said, "Hey, anybody, go sub this guy. He's waiting right here. He needs them."
Oh,
Yep.
multiple groups, multiple pages, and it paid off pretty well.
yeah.
But you put in the work, brother. You had some good videos and stuff. I mean, you didn't just show up with a blank channel. You put the work in, brother.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we were either going to make it or we were going to be spectators. So it all worked out.
And we would have been spectators had I not been standing at the gate with my, scan this, scan my QR code. Yeah, it was
And
good
you put
time.
on a good show.
Thank you. Oh, we're going to be faster this year for sure.
You bring the little Mopar in again this time? The same
Oh, yeah,
car? Or?
We're gonna, no, we're gonna bring the 71. We have plans to bring the 88 Ram 50 imported from Japan. I think Mitsubishi's in Japan. I think, but no. So yeah, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there for sure.
That would be kind of cool though to see some imports there this year.
Well, technically, it's not an import.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no, it is an import though. Dodge said, "Hey, Mitsubishi, you make a truck for us and bring it to us." Like, hey, sure, why not?
Yeah, but it's not going to have that little 2.0 4-cylinder in it, though.
I don't know nothing about that one. Yeah, I know all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect candidate for a 318.
Yep, with an AX15 5-speed behind it.
Yep.
That would be fun.
That's what we're working on.
It's a D50, right?
It's actually,
Ram
so
50.
yeah, everybody calls it a
Continue in.
D50, but when you actually do the research on it, it's actually considered a 3rd generation actual Ram 50.
Right.
Technically,
Yeah,
yes.
there's like 3 years here that it was a D50, and then there's 2 years here that it was a Ram 50, and if you go back even farther, for 4 years it was a Ram 50. So it's just
and if you take the Mopar badging off of it, it's a Mitsubishi Mighty Max.
correct.
Yeah, correct.
So the engine that was originally in this truck, a guy that I know has a shop, and he bought this Ram specifically to take the 2.0 out of it and put it in his customer's Mighty Max.
Oh.
So he was just going to scrap the body, and I was like, oh, no, I'll take it.
So it came to you without an engine.
Yeah, actually, we have a video where we were the ones that pulled the motor out of it for my mechanic.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be fun with a 318 in it.
There's been quite a few people that have done it on YouTube. So, it's been done before, but yeah, it's going to be a blast.
The wiring took us probably 4 days, 5 days. Let me
2
be
weeks.
actual. Well, that's like hit or miss. We were a few minutes here, a few minutes there, but like in actual time, wiring. If we were clocking in and clocking out, wiring and taking the power and labeling everything was at least a day's worth of work. At least 8 hours. It was rough. But we've got most of it labeled. Hopefully, we've got the tools to where we can, take our pins out of any actual plugins that we need to take out of, and get our own plugin. From ignition to firewall, from firewall to engine bay to the lights. We were.
So you're gonna try to repin and utilize a lot of the factory wiring. That's
we're gonna do the best we can.
I want all my gauges to work. I don't want to be screwing with any of that. I mean, I'll throw in an extra tack and probably oil pressure, because all it's got is a dummy light. So.
Yeah, you just use the same wires and repurpose them. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
I've done that a lot. I've put 302s in Rangers and done that. I've put 350s and S10s and done that.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can't put a V8 in that Ram 50 and do that.
Exactly.
I just like
On
doing things
those
that way.
on those idiot lights, I like to take and put a little T in it off where it sends, where your send goes in,
Yeah,
and
so
then
it's
run
not
a
off.
manual gauge, and I run the electronic idiot with
Right,
it.
yeah, I mean
Right,
that's what I was
yeah,
talking
they
about. I
got
mean,
both.
I'll keep the
Yeah.
idiot light, but I actually want to have a couple of spare gauges in there so I can actually see what's going on.
I didn't think about TNN. That's pretty good,
Yeah.
BareRose. That's pretty good. Yeah, we
That
just,
way, if anything goes wrong, you got a light, and then, oh,
Yep.
look at the gauge.
Yep.
yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, I've done that. I do that a lot too. You
If the
run-
light decides to blow out, yeah, no, good thinking,
Mhm.
good thinking. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Same thing with the
if I'm
alternators,
building
too.
something from scratch, I won't usually bother with a light. But if there's a light there, I'll usually try to keep it and add a gauge.
Yeah,
Yeah, reasonably.
yeah,
It's reasonable to keep it for sure.
yeah. It's gonna be a fun little toy. We'll have fun with it at No Name Nationals.
For sure.
Just don't put an LS in it.
No.
I will. Hold on. Where's the exit button? We talking about that? Where's the exit button?
If I was
Now,
going
a Gen
all
3
out
Hemi,
though,
now that could be fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind the LS for that stuff.
I
As much as
have
I
a
don't like them.
I have a Gen 3 Hemi that I have plans for, but that's kind of, I'm trying to keep that one a secret because of what it's going in and what the actual plans are. Because there's very few all-wheel drive Hemi vehicles out there. Now I'm not talking about putting this in the Dart, the minivan, or the truck or anything. Well, I left one out, so y'all might know where I'm gonna put that. But
You already
so
gave it away.
yeah, I kind of sort of gave that one away. But yeah, so yeah, I've got a 5.7 Hemi with the dome pistons. And I don't have heads. I'm missing a piston and a rod. Of course, an intake, couple little things. I've got like half a short block, I guess is the best way to put it. But I've got
Well, then
yeah.
you've got a Bear 5.7 block too.
That
Yeah,
one,
two
I'm
5.7s.
worried about that one. That one got sprayed by a whole bunch of fire department stuff. I'm worried about that one. That one's
You might have sucked in all that.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean it was a Bear block, but we had a house fire, and
Oh.
it didn't cook it.
Yeah, no, it's not melted.
It's not cooked like the ones that Brian from Dust Devil Garage was talking about.
Those got
It's
cooked.
full of fire
Yeah, those
extinguisher.
ones I think got cooked. These ones just got
A bunch of so
they got seared a little bit.
well, so they may have took a little bit of heat, but what I'm most worried about is the firemen they had to make their entrance and spray their stuff in, and I don't know what their product to put out a fire is.
They were hooked up to the fire hydrant. It was
Well, yeah, but
Columbia
no,
City water.
There was they had to have had something mixed in.
If
Right.
it hasn't corroded the metal, it's fine.
You should be fine. But take them clear apart.
Take them clear down and
all
water
the way
them
Yeah,
down.
I mean it
Well,
was
it's
already
Bear.
a Bear block.
It's a Bear block.
Yeah.
It was honed. It was what I believe to be a 30 over 5.7 Hemi that I needed to get parts for. I mean I've even got the actual mains that came off of the block. So
Yeah, if you
It's
can't
just
see
like
any visual corrosion, I think you're fine.
I think you'd be fine.
it's sitting in the
Yeah.
storage building, so I have no comment on corrosion at the time.
We just
And the best thing about it, you already got it.
right.
yeah.
We're just hoping that it's still good and it's usable.
Yeah.
I mean, after the fire, we gathered everything up, we stuffed it in storage, and we've been here for almost a year now, and all of our stuff's still sitting in storage. We go over there, it's like, oh, I need this. Let me go over to storage.
Yeah. We'll get it all here
So-
eventually.
Honestly, the best thing for that block would be to go pay it a visit and hose it down with WD-40.
It might be a little late for that. Might be a little late for that.
Yeah, if it's been sitting a year and if it saw moisture, it might be. But then again, it might not.
Might not.
Right.
I've
It's hard to
bought
say.
some back.
I mean, who's
Oh,
to
I've
say?
brought lots of them back.
Uh-huh.
Who's to say? Who's to say? Like I promise you, when we went back in the house, there was this kind of like foam residue that was around. Mohawk, please don't, please. I'm not ready for some. I'm not ready for any more surgery, man. I'm not. But like, I don't know if it seemed to me like there was a particular foamy residue that they used within their wrecker, not wrecker.
Yeah, it's a foam that they
Or a
use to
garage
put out
Yeah,
the
and
fire.
I don't
I'm not
know
sure what the
if-
chemical
does it-
composition of it is.
Is it going to have some type of rust inhibitor? I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to make rust happen much faster or increase the process, but I don't know what kind of chemicals are in that foam, you know?
Yeah, if you got it.
Well,
and
after
you
this
need it.
amount of time, if it hasn't done any damage, it ain't gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe the next time we'll go over there, we'll
We'll take a
dig
look
to
at
the
it.
back of it and
Yeah.
see if we can pull it out.
We'll take it out. We'll take it out. and take a
Our
look
chat
at it.
quit moving over here,
Our
so
chat-
yeah.
Speaking of surgery, I saw Mohawk mention surgery at my video coming out tomorrow. I did what I would consider laparoscopic surgery on a big block.
No, he's talking about a short that we did where it starts off with me snapping a glove and I'm asking for hand me this,
Wrenches
hand me
and
that,
sockets
and we're
and
taking off a
extensions.
valve.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're familiar with the big block Mopar, right?
a little bit.
A little bit.
I replaced the distributor shaft bushing through the distributor hole. The rest of the engine completely assembled.
Okay.
That's laparoscopic surgery.
The
Video will be released in the morning. You'll have to watch it.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So I can't ask any questions. You got me.
Well, you can ask questions. I don't
No,
care.
I was
I'll
gonna say,
answer.
how'd you get the old collar / bushing out? Like,
I built a tool. I tapped it. And I used a piece. I used a piece of all thread, and a guy could go to the hardware store and find a big washer if he wanted to. But the way I did it is I used one of the inserts for my seal driver tool set over the distributor hole, ran the nut down, pulled it out, and then being a big block, all the trash from when I tapped it went right down the tunnel that's cast into the block and landed on top of the oil pump. So I filled it full of brake cleaner and sucked it out with a vacuum cleaner. Made sure it was clean with a borescope. Run a borescope down there to make sure I got all the crap out of it. My buddy at the machine shop here in town built me a driver tool to install it. I installed a new bushing.
Cool.
We actually
I have never done one in an assembled engine.
Yeah.
So this was I do have a half disassembled 361 laying on the floor that was kind of my trial run for this before I actually did it to the customer's fully assembled engine. But it all worked out.
I have a long piece of all thread too that I put a biggest fender washer I could find on it. I use it to scrape axles out. When you pull the axle out and you reach in there and scoop all of the gunk and
all the crud out of it. Yep, and that all thread will grab it.
And then with that,
for that you probably use like 1 inch or something, huh?
Yeah. Neat nifty tricks. Oh, you know what? Where's our tool? Where is it?
That's in our box. All right, so hold on. We actually, all right. So this Mopar tool, it's I can't. Is it strictly Mopar?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was strictly Mopar. No, we had to actually fabricate a tool to get a part out of my mom's 71 Charger that is at the body shop. He's currently moving. It's complicated. I don't want to talk about the 71 Charger because people ask questions and it's like maybe they may or may not believe us. But anyway, let me go grab this tool. Let me go grab this Mopar tool that we had fabricated, and I'll be right back. Oh, I went to take off a headset and I don't have one. Excuse me.
He's a gamer,
I
so
do
he's
love
got a
my
headset on.
71 Charger.
What was that, Tom?
I said I do love my 71 Charger.
Oh, yeah. I love mine. I just wish I could actually drive it.
Yeah, you and me both. I should be shot for letting mine get in the condition it's gotten in.
Well, so when I was a teenager, I bought one, and I lost that one over the years. So I decided that I had to have another one. And I jumped online, bought it sight unseen, and nicknamed it the Swiss Cheese Flintstone Special. So,
Now, let me guess, it didn't have any floorboards in it.
just the front ones were missing, but I mean, it was so rotted away. I thought that we would be able to save the firewall, but
I'll
we
be
gave
right
up the
back.
firewall too. So it's having some extensive surgery done, but I'm not doing it. I'm not a body person, and I don't weld. So
Yeah, see, that's me. I do weld, but I am not a body person. I can make miracles happen mechanically, but don't ask me to work on sheet metal. I suck at it.
yeah, me too.
I'll try, but I ain't gonna try on something I love as much as that car.
Right,
Mine, I bought when I was 12,
right.
and I am 45 years old, and I still own it.
Yeah, I wish I had mine.
The
But
the problem with mine is I'm the second owner of it. I bought it from the original owner. It was a 3/4 vinyl top car, and the vinyl top was allowed to go to hell.
right.
Need I say more?
Nope.
The roof is full of rust.
Yep.
And I daily drove that car for 20 odd years
Mm-hmm.
with duct tape on the roof. Keep it from leaking. I was a stupid kid.
Right.
If I could go back, if I knew then what I know now, so much I would do different with that car.
Yeah, I mean, we can all say that.
But then life happens and the car sits.
Yeah.
And then
No, I'll be right
the
back.
problem is the only rust on the car was that roof.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't have any front floorboards in it either.
Yep. Yeah. So I did a video. Yeah, I think we put it on this channel, and we did a little slideshow of all of the pictures of what it had gone through up until the point where my body guy came and got it. We put it on the trailer, and he drove away with it. So.
Right.
But I mean, I've rebuilt the steering column, all the vents inside the dash. We pulled all of those out. Damien is a fantastic artist. He actually took a Q-tip and repainted the silver around the edges of the vents.
Nice.
And we took the instrument panel out. And he did the same thing. We clear coated it. We left all of the smudge marks and everything. You could tell people touching it and everything. I just clear coated over it. And he took his little Q-tip and went around everything and put all the silver back on the way it's supposed to be. So we'll get a video of that done sometime soon, I hope.
Yeah, that is the one saving grace about my cars. At least it's complete.
Right.
It might be ratty as hell, but I have all the parts.
Yeah. I mean, I've got, I'd say I probably have 95% of the car.
Yeah.
So,
You got any ideas? I can't find
and
it.
I
at
have
least,
no idea what you did with it.
and what's different now versus 20 years ago is a lot of that sheet metal is actually available for the 70s.
Right.
25 years ago, you couldn't get that stuff.
Yeah.
The problem is the sheet metal that I need, you still can't get. And as you well know, because you own one, that top is 1.5 years only.
Yeah.
71 and early
Yeah,
72.
the RT that I bought this time around, it's an RT Charger, and it actually has that 3/4 top on it.
Yeah. And see, I will probably end up having to have that top sectioned across the top.
Ouch.
Because to get that rear window line right, it has to be a 71.
Right. You can't use anything else.
You can't use, you can use an early 72, Big Mike has that 72 car, that parts car. And I
Right.
talked to him about it at No Name Nationals, but I guess it's not viable for what I think he could help me. And I have passed through the years on cars that I could have cut up, but I didn't
Right.
have the heart to cut them up.
Yeah.
And
You got to find one that's not salvageable. And
yeah,
Yep.
30 years later, I don't give a shit. First one I find, I'm hacking the top off of it.
yeah,
It sucks being an ethical rat rodder. You know that? It really sucks. Because you get the car and
Yeah.
you think, okay, I'm just going to pull the motor and transmission and just scrap the rest. And the car's too good. You can't do it.
Yep.
Well, let's do the math here. You know, what's 12 from 45?
Oh, man. I didn't know I was going to have to
33.
take a test.
33. So, you know, this is a dream that started 33 years ago.
Yep.
And it has not come to fruition yet.
Yeah.
I don't care how it comes to fruition anymore. It's gonna. But no, you're right. You know, I love these cars so much. I just didn't have the heart to cut them when opportunity knocked. And the older they get, the more scarce they get. And, you know, even in the last 30 years, it's not like the 71 is there a lot of them. I mean, I think in the 33 years I've owned this car, I think I've face to face maybe seen a dozen.
Yeah.
That's like this little dart. When I first went over and looked at it, she's rough. She's really rough. I was expecting no floors in it. I already seen that it had the hole up in the front on the passenger. But after putting it up on the lift, that's the only hole in it. It's all cosmetic. I can't. When I bought it, I was just going to stick it on a frame, gasser it, and put whatever in it. But now it's just too
That's
good
a
a
neat
shape. I
little
can't
car.
do it.
Same with that is such a neat little car. That was an awesome video you did the other day too, breaking it down and explaining the whys and the whats of the quirks and goofiness of it.
Yep.
It's horrible.
The way the powertrain's mounted crooked and why.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, these are things
and I have a video.
I enjoyed it, and what I really enjoyed about it was this is stuff that I already knew, but knowing you're not specifically a Mopar guy, but was smart enough to figure that out and put that video together, that said a lot. I really enjoyed watching that video.
Watch me be a dumbass. Yeah.
But you didn't. But you weren't, and that's what was cool.
Probably should have put it over there.
I'm trying to put it out there that even if you don't know what you're doing, do it. Just video it. Just
I am for this project.
people
I'm trying to
love
keep up with the
to
chat.
see
but
you do it.
I'm not doing real well.
You want to talk about just do
Hold on,
it.
I guess what I'm saying is coming from a Mopar guy, a lifelong Mopar guy. That was an excellent video.
Thank you, Tony.
You know, I enjoyed it. I thought you did a great job with it.
I'm just fumbling through it.
I've only been a Mopar guy since '84, so
whether you did or you didn't, you sounded like you knew what the hell you were talking about.
Let's say 84.
yeah. That's how long I've been working on them since '84.
Since '84.
Yeah, started working at a dealership in '84. Yeah, right after high school, somebody called me up and said, "Hey, you want a job?" They heard I could work on cars.
Oh,
they had heard. Well, I started working on Ford Pintos when I was 12. Yeah, I was good on Fords, but I'd never touched a Mopar. My dad, all he would buy was Fords until after I started working at the dealership. Then he finally bought a Chrysler.
Well, they're all basically the same. You just have to look at them in different lighting.
Right.
And, they all do the same thing. It's just in a different way.
Right.
You also got to listen to what they want. Don't
Now,
forget.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fact. That was a cool video too. I gave him a little crap about that. Talking about putting a 302 in it. What did I say? Don't you dare defile that. I used some big fancy word on him. But something us Mopar guys don't like to admit is you take a big block Mopar and it is basically an overgrown small block Chevy.
Yep. And the small blocks, 318, 360.
Well,
there's a whole lot of
there's similarities there, but the valve train geometry is way different.
Yeah.
Where the big block is really they will behave like a small block Chevy on a bigger platform. We don't like to admit that. It's true. Except for the big lifters. The 904 lifters make a big difference in the way valve timing behaves.
If Mopar would have done away with the K member, I think Mopar would have went way bigger than what it was.
Right. Gone back to a body on frame.
An oil pan in the back.
Well, that was always the Achilles heel with the Mopar cars, was that stupid center sump oil pan, because the damn things would go dry and they'd spin rod bearings.
Yep.
And when you're trying to race them anyways, it wasn't a big deal in a street driven car, but you try to drag race it, and that was a big problem.
I wish I could show you guys the 60 over 318 that I had in the Dart and show you the oil pan. Like, the front end suspension was, I don't know, kind of soft, but you hit bumps right.
Dragging a pan on the ground, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she would, and it was, I don't know, like it was just a different experience compared to what I'm used to driving. You know, this so-called newer stuff, but where suspension's kind of German engineered. You know, you got this arm for that, and this little squiggly arm for that, and another squiggly arm for that. You know, German engineering. But
German over engineering.
Way over.
Way.
Mopar, nope. They got a stick that hangs out here and a stick that holds it this way and a stick spring that's it.
And
good luck.
No, technically, you don't need the spring. No, you just need the torsion bar, right?
No shock.
No shock. Oh, shock. Sorry, excuse me.
But then
if you look at a Ford, with the shock tower, take the shock tower away, and then put a torsion bar in there. It looks just like that.
Right.
They just
and Ford had the darn front sump oil pans that had the same problem.
Yes.
They had the same problem.
Or worse, the double sump one.
Yeah.
That nobody ever drained the front, where that's what keeps your oil pump alive.
Right.
And it just packs full of gunk and
and sludge and
Well, I mean,
an oil pickup tube that goes clear back and then pulls it off of the license plate in the rear. Good God!
Well, like my truck engine, my 451, the big block Mopar for the truck, it's the same way, because it is a rear sump and a big block. It will live, but the stinking pickup tube's that long to get back there, because the oil pump is in the front.
Well, I mean, based on inertia, if you got your cavity at the front and you stomp on the gas, of course the oil pan's going to want to move forward first. The oil sitting still is going to want to move backwards because of the inertia of the motor. So yeah, of course you would want your sump in the rear. That's common sense.
That's why Chevy never really experienced the problems in the race world anyway that Ford and Mopar did, because their sumps always were in the rear.
and they're buried in oil all the
And they're
time.
buried in
So,
oil all the time.
so your
Makes
oil
sense.
pump never turns into a carburetor.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fords, they'll turn into a carburetor.
So yeah, and so
And
so will the center sump
foams
Mopars.
everything up. Yep.
And that's exactly why, that's where baffles, and if you can baffle a pan and do a trap door and anything front or mid sump, it's worth its weight in gold. I've custom fabricated my own pans. I'll make a hole that big for the stinking sump to pick up through, so the oil is stuck in there, And you put a few small holes for drain back. Got to
If
do
anybody
everything
out
you
there
can.
hasn't checked out 6% Recycled yet, go check him out.
Oh, he's got
Go
some
look at
cool
this
stuff.
Rambler
he's
he's
pretty cool.
doing.
I've checked him out, watched a couple of videos.
That Chambler, that's gonna be cool.
And it's really cool because he's doing kind of like what I was doing with this dart, He's showing you somebody else's cobbled mess that he's now trying to make right.
Yep.
And yeah, you got to go check him out. He's one of my favorite channels.
Now, it's not ideal, but it is a deep sump, and it has these little kind of sort of little
Yep.
to
Exactly.
to maintain oil down here in the bottom. Now it is a front one, which is, like I said, not ideal. We would prefer it
center.
back here. Well, not exactly center. It's still kind of sort of a front one, but
That's technically a center sump.
yeah. But yeah. I mean,
And that is compliments of who?
Slant Daily Garage is way too gracious, guys. He's way too gracious.
Professor P is a heck of a
Professor,
cool guy.
did he build that pan?
No, he had it laying around. So last year at the No Name Nationals, he came at me and said, "Hey man, you want to race?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Why not?" And he was like, "All right, we're gonna do what was it? Pro tree competition tree, the 3 and then the green."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can do that." I'm a rookie, dude. When the 3 lit up, I wasn't ready to go. 3 green, oh no, time to go. But I will say that was my fastest run all weekend against Shane from Slant Daily Garage.
Yep.
Anyway, after that race, he came up to me and said, "Look, man, I got a couple of like a 318, a 340, 360, just laying around my garage. If you want it, you can come and get it." So, after No Name Nationals, I think it was about a month, two months later.
I don't think it was that long. I think it was.
Was it the same month? No, it wasn't the
It
same
was
month.
like 2 weeks later or something.
All right.
Yeah.
So, just a little time later, we, sent Shane a message and said, we can kind of sort of make that trip. We're going to pick up this motor that you had to offer. He was just kind of sort of giving it away. And I don't want to say this too early, but I kind of want to reciprocate next year at the No Name Nationals. He has provided me with something that's going to, make my car faster. And I kind of sort of want to, reciprocate, maybe not to him, but, I have a couple of things laying around that I could
Pay it
maybe,
forward.
yeah, I just want to pay it forward like he did
Right.
to
Right.
me.
Cool.
But,
And
no,
you
so
know what? It's that attitude right there that makes this community so damn
So
great.
good.
Yeah, no, like, no.
Right there, you nailed it.
He didn't have to do that, and I don't have to, do what I'm gonna
Exactly.
do, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I'm ready for that. No big deal. It's like, I spend a little bit of money, okay, yeah, why not? It's somebody's gonna need it more than I'm gonna need it, and maybe it'll get them further next year. That's kind of basically the plan with it. And
Help everybody grow.
yeah, so we went out there, we picked up a motor. No, well, so basically we went out to Tennessee, kind of local in his area. We were picking up 3 transmissions for basically like a lot price. Let's just leave it at that. And
We did a video on it.
yeah, and we contacted him, said, we're kind of in the area and wanted to pick up what you had to offer. And we went out there, hung out with Shane. Good guy, dude. His family's so cool. Like, man, good people for sure. And
Sure.
yeah, no, like he gave me, I wound up picking up a 40 over short block 360 Magnum. It had dish pistons. The cylinder bores had looked like they were just recently done. Like this block doesn't look like it's been run. I have a video or sort of a live taking that apart. And yeah, no, like he was like, here, you can have this. He was like, here, you can have that. You know, he was like, oh, do you need that? No, dude, stop, please stop, man. Come on, you've been gracious enough, but yeah, no, like
Send your car home like this, huh?
almost. But yeah, no, I just kind of
Yeah, he's a good dude and a wealth of good information.
Yeah, I mean, he'll make your head spin.
But I can see that's a good pan. It's got that flat above the sump on the back side. Turn it up and show it to the can. No, the other way. The other way, the inside of it. Show it to the camera. Yeah, that flat at the back. Yep, right there, that part. That catches that oil and keeps it from washing up, and drying out the sump.
Yeah.
That's a good pan right there for a drag car.
Because as soon as
I
you get a
can't
little
tell you
bit
how
of
many
air,
freaking pans I've built like that out of stock ones. You know, just because you ain't got the money to buy a $200, $300, $400 oil pan.
Yeah.
and up and way up.
I'll tell you something that'll
Holy
make
cow.
you choke on your lunch. Remember that skid steer I was working on a couple, 3 weeks ago that I had to put an oil pan on? You know what that oil pan cost from John Deere?
I was just going to say it's a deer.
$1,200.
$600. And it was nothing but a stamped steel bathtub.
Yep.
Wow.
Nothing special about it.
$600. If the other one wasn't paper thin, I'd have repaired it.
That JD 540 that I did had to have its own valve cover bolts because it's John Deere. They got their own thread pitch. You can't. They're not just quarter 20s. Yeah, 4 of them, and it was over $20 for 4 little teeny little. They look like quarter 20 little nut bolts. Nope, their own thread pitch. Yeah.
Something else that's its own thread pitch is remember when I had to repair that screwed up idle mixture screw on one of the AFBs for the rat rod. It was what was that quarter? It was quarter, I think 32. I bought the special tap and die for it. It was like $60 for the tap and die. And I'll probably never use it again.
Of course not.
I did a short on it, I think. I can't remember if
We
I did a
did
short
finally break down and buy the tap for it's got water threads for doing like when you drill out an intake to put the thermal switch in.
Yeah.
We finally broke down and bought one of them.
Yeah, it's a machine thread.
Yeah. Or it's a like water pipe. It's a tapered thread.
Yeah. Well, and they pipe threads, they have 2 different types.
Pipe thread. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they've got NPT and they've got NPS. And NPT is like you're talking about where it's tapered. And NPS is the same pitch, but it's straight.
Straight. Sorry.
Straight and tapered.
Yeah, why they do that? Who knows why the heck they do that? But you see a lot of the NPS stuff on the imports. And I've seen guys try to chase them out with NPT taps, and then they wreck the damn hole. And
then you can't get it to
seal.
seal.
It was supposed to fit in there, now it won't, or it does, and it leaks. And then they'll try to cover up their tracks with half a roll of frickin' Teflon tape. I think Tom's sitting there rolling his eyes because he's seen every damn bit of this. He's been in the same world I have for too damn long.
No, like a lot of the. I'm not discrediting any employees that work in my business or anything, but there's too many people that don't know the difference between like metric and standard. Like you can look at it, they might look close, but at the same time, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I need, and all they do is look at it. We even have racks, metric and standard. There's nuts that you can, stick your stud in and check, and if it wiggles here, oh no, this is not standard. This is there's too many people that don't understand that. Way too many people that don't get it.
Oh man, and the worst thing you can do is open up your bolt bin on the standards and throw a metric in there and close it.
Oh man, yep.
Oh,
I've done that. I have done that. I've gone to the hardware store. I need half a dozen whatever bolts.
One metric.
And I reach in the bin and I get 6 of them. I throw them in a bag and I go check out and I get home. And one of them sons of guns is inevitably a dang metric that some customer threw back.
Yep.
And, well, there's 45 minutes gone. I got to go back to town.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times that happened to me just recently. It wasn't a metric versus standard, but they threw a fine thread nut in the coarse thread bin.
And it never fails. It's that nut that's in the back spot that you got to do blind to try to get it to start. And you'll fight that sucker, and then you pull it out, and then it's a fine thread.
And then by that time you're so mad you just throw it across the shop.
Oh yeah,
man.
Why you rotten? Yeah.
Hey, a hammer fixes everything, right?
Or what gets me is people get in that predicament and they say, screw it. Leave it for the next guy.
Threading is Mother Nature's Loctite.
Now you ain't got any threads.
And then the crazy part about that is while they're wrenching, they don't feel the stop where you're supposed to stop. And they keep going. They keep going. Even when it's bottomed out, they keep going.
It's still loose.
Oh my gosh.
Or pull the freaking threads out of the block.
Or foot pounds and inch pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't put 96 foot pounds on a 1/4-20 bolt.
Exactly.
Not even an ARP. Not even a Series 2000 ARP.
All right, so you guys know why ARP bolts are so expensive?
Why is that?
What does it stand for? What's ARP stand for? Asshole
racing products, I believe.
Asshole reuses parts. You're not gonna throw away an ARP bolt. You're gonna reuse that ARP bolt as many times as you can because you know it's a quality product.
Yep.
For sure.
Every single fastener in my 451 is an ARP.
Yeah,
even the studs that hold the valve covers on.
Yeah. Good stuff, though. Good stuff.
I built that engine for one thing and one thing only, making power, and lots of it.
How to hold it together.
Oh, the other crazy one is when you get into like MG and Triumph.
Yeah.
British Standard.
Yeah.
Some bolts are even different.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't know about that.
Hey, John. Hearing you say that reminds me of the Cars movie. Remember the Cars movies, the cartoon kids movies?
Uh-huh.
Mater and his Wentworth bolts. That's what was wrong with the lemons.
I had an Isuzu Trooper that I named Mater.
Yep.
It fit the bill very well.
Right, Mater.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up,
Cool thing
John?
about that
Mr.
show,
Wilburn.
Smoky
I
Units
came
in
here
there.
for M&M. I can,
Isn't that cool?
that's right.
I figured you'd jump in.
Hey, I will change this eventually, but I'm going to keep that quiet right now.
Oh, would you look at that? 222. All twos.
Yeah.
Too little, too late, too soon.
No,
Have you given people a tour of that clock?
not yet.
Not yet. No.
right.
Like we've
Okay.
You
been
can go get it now.
we
Go get it
no.
now.
We've been discussing. We've been planning
video.
and like I love this clock.
Well,
Man.
hey, you do what you want in your time. Just saying.
All right.
Oh, the infamous
Oh,
clock.
we have a John Wilburn clock.
There are now
Sweet.
2 of them.
Yes,
Number 2.
this is number 2, 1 of 1. The other one is 1 of 1. So maybe the I don't understand the math behind that, but this one is 1 of 1, even though it's number 2, and the other one is 1 of 1, even though it's number 1. So
That is so cool.
Yeah. I'm not gonna, there's
Yeah, way too fast.
yeah, a little fast. I don't you. Oh, okay. I'm zoomed in. Here. I'll slow down a little bit.
There you go.
Let's start with 12 o'clock.
Where's that funny? Oh,
All right.
Lots of time.
turn this off.
Turn what off? Oh, the
Turn this
monitor.
monitor off.
Yeah, I can turn that off here. Let's get rid of a reflection real quick.
Bojangles.
All right. So, it's not in live time though, but
There we go.
oh, it moved some stuff. I can work with that. So we've got Bojangles. We've got our transmissions descendant of pinball machines. Miles of wiring. I didn't know an engine could have so much rust on the inside.
We were just talking about that.
Sounds like the 428.
We have honed the driving skills with Forza Horizon 5. Oh, this one's upside down for some reason. Okay. This one is a video game. John knows. He was there. This one says Ryan Barsness. I'm gonna have to look.
Ryan Barsness, yeah.
All right, so yeah, Colleen knows who that is. The
Mopar guy.
The next one says, "Can I get 10 pounds of engine in a 5-pound truck?"
Yes.
The next one says, "Cross fingers on rear gear noise." John, you're kind of being mean with that one. The next one says, "Panic time. This list is longer now than it was in May." The next one says, "Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. Time to roll back the back." Wait, no, sorry, I can't read that. It says, "Mopars, Mustangs, and minivans. Time to roll the backup."
But he's got Mopars and Mustangs
And it's
crossed out, so the
obviously
minivan
crossed
is
out,
going to
yeah.
have to be Plan B, like it was for Sick League.
And then obviously the very last one, lots of time for next year's No Name Nationals. We got plenty of time for next year.
All right, turn your monitor back
Yeah, I
on
gotta
so we
fix
can go.
this.
That's so cool, John.
Nah, John.
That is cool.
And I mean, before understanding what the clock was actually what the clock was actually for, I had an idea. Some of them I was like, what am I gonna do with that? But there's a couple in there. It's like, ooh, that's a good title. But I don't want to say too much.
We'll make you proud, John. I promise.
Yeah, for sure.
That is cool, John. That is really cool.
I love it. Love the clock.
I hope to do one every year.
Okay.
I hope to do one every year. So we'll see what happens for 2024.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
One a year. That's gonna be cool. So, what do you classify our clock as, John?
Well, you have the second
master
annual clock.
procrastinator.
Do I show
You
them
have
shirt?
the second annual clock.
No, somebody else has to get a clock this year.
No. There's one
You done
clock
got
here.
it.
All right, so
Brinker-
that's your clock.
Brinker has the first clock the first year. You
Yeah.
guys have the second clock for the second year.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll see who emerges to get a clock for 2024.
I just figured that it would have went to somebody that hadn't had their 500 subs yet.
Well, not necessarily. You got to remember the first year there were no veterans of the event. The first year
Right.
we had a whole lot more no name 500 folks because it was the first year.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I would have got to figure out who to give it to. You got to give it to the right person because, for the most part, the people who need the clock the most are the people who aren't going to make any content with it or anything, or wouldn't get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The kind of most of the people who would get the clock don't need a clock, and you guys hustle. So that's kind of the mixed thing of the clock is that you guys do hustle and get stuff done. So.
No, it's you with that clock. There's a lot churning for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate
good.
it.
Good. There's a
Yeah,
theme
my
there.
clock never moves.
Yeah, well, a broken clock's right twice a day, right?
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
And a blind squirrel will find a dart.
Once in a while.
That's the first time that clock has been seen. That's the first time that clock's been on any video anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, we're working on that as well. Like, no, this we really didn't want to present it, but no, you're here. Why not?
You've given a sample. You've given a sample to what, 17, 18 people, and then you can make your video. It'll get out there. I'll share it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Nah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
love
share
the
it
clock. Love the clock.
One thing before we jump off, there's not a lot of people on here, but is there anybody in Arkansas close to Little Rock?
Oh yeah. So let me break that question down real quick. My job, we have a couple of locations, very few locations to be honest. And they had opened up a place that was supposed to be like the main place, and it's kind of not the main place.
You talk too much. He's getting sent to Little Rock for a week. Is anybody in Little Rock? That was not that hard to say.
I'm gonna stop laughing right now. Oh my god, that was so cruel. Jeez. You know, I'm out, man. I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
So anyway, anybody in Little Rock?
Anybody in the Little Rock area, I'll be out there. I will be out there for an entire week.
2.5 hours.
Big Block's
What's the
pretty
candy
close
cane?
there.
2.5 hours from there.
I don't know. Are you guys going to get a rental car?
Yeah, we got a rental car. Apparently, one of the guys that's supposed to be going there has gotten more information that the supervisor has gotten and said we're all sharing one Motel 8 room with one bed. That's what I heard.
Whoa.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. It didn't happen.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna be in Arkansas, Little Rock, and I'm gonna be looking around for maybe a little car shows to get some some content and stuff around.
I'd be looking for a cardboard box to sleep in first.
Hey, look, to be honest with you, I'm not paying for any of it, so I don't care if I sleep on the
I
floor.
don't care who's paying for it. I mean,
Well, either way, in the hotel on the floor, or a cardboard box that I found, either way, they're free.
Yeah, Leighton Welding is right next to Big Block.
Okay.
Okay, Layton's out there. We got Candy Cane. Well,
Travis Mopar, well, he's on the Mississippi, Memphis side there. A
Big
little
Mike's
bit.
in Arkansas, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down in the southwest.
Oh,
But you
is it,
throw the word out and people will come.
Chucky in Arkansas? Chucky's southeast somewhere, isn't he?
He's in
Where
Coleman,
did he say he
Alabama.
was from?
Oh,
Alabama. Okay, yeah. It started with an A. I was close.
Just Mopar Joe?
He's halfway between Memphis and Little Rock.
Okay.
Cletus, yeah, he isn't too far. Cletus is probably closer to Little Rock than Joe is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like, so I want to look up, in events that we're all interested in. Not that you have to bring your race car, just bring your daily. Let's like kind of sort of hang out. I'm not expecting to record any content, but it's.
Yeah, but I mean, you just
throw it out there and people will come.
Go out there and go say hi to Joe.
Yeah,
go hang out with Joe all week.
Well, I mean, I got work
after
to do.
work.
I don't know how much what's Joe doing at 11 o'clock at night?
Well, you don't know what your schedule's going to be.
Scratching his head under a Mopar.
Very true. But yeah.
Probably looking at your clock you just got.
What's that say? No.
Definitely great titles, John.
Oh my goodness. No, the titles are just so good.
I don't know who has more fun, the guy that I get to print the vinyl for the face of the clock or the woman that works the post office. They thoroughly enjoy it, both of them.
All right, you about ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we need to go. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. It's about 11 p.m.
Yeah,
I can tell you it's time to roll the back up and 10 till lots of time for next year's No Name Nationals. That's what in the East.
And there's no daylight savings on that clock.
I think South Carolina is going to be doing away with daylight savings too, so that's going to be interesting.
By the way, that picture on can I fit 10 pounds engine into a 5-pound truck? That is your short block, by the way.
Oh, that's really?
That really is your short block.
I mean, I see it's a sticker that was stuck on there. I saw that. Which one? Which short block? Oh, that's the one that. Yeah, okay, that's the one underneath the awning with all the.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that.
That's the one that cried its pistons out when Damien threatened to use the 60 over insteid.
I love that comment.
No.
That was so cool. I laughed on my butt off on that one.
If anybody wants to know what I'm talking about, go to the video that BareRose did about listening to your Mopar, and I put a comment on there about how sensitive Mopars are.
Yeah, no. So she was like, we would try the transmission fluid with or ATF fluid with acetone. Before that we tried pickling our pistons with vinegar, and just some of them we could see a little bit of seep down, but just things weren't working. And it was like, Mom, look, this is a boat anchor. We've got this perfectly good 60 over 318 pistons, heads. I don't know about the cam because we let it sit unprotected, but I sent her all of that, and I'm at work. I leave my phone in my car because I tend to be professional. I have that persona that I like to be professional at work, but I go to a break, I sit in my car, and I open it up, and she's got all these pictures. Oh, it cried. It cried when you said, "Oh, we're going to use this instead of you." Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is there any 60 weight out there, John?
Hi, John. What do you got going on over there?
I just jumped in to heckle those two. That's all they were doing.
We don't need help. We heckle ourselves.
We're working on it.
It's cool you guys come on tonight.
This has been a good one. It's been fun.
Well, I say anytime, but it's our first time, so. Maybe
He's the-
next year. Maybe next year. Anybody next year? Next year? No.
He's the computer genius, so
Yeah, I've got working on a couple
Gus's
things.
fried chicken. Oh, okay.
Gus's
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 fried
fried
chicken.
chicken.
I want I don't have my phone on me. I need to write this stuff down. Jeez.
You're fine.
Gus's chicken. Yeah. I got it. Gus's chicken. I'll
Don't-
definitely remember that.
Now you're going to be thinking about that tomorrow and say gas station fried chicken. What? It's not the
Yeah, let me
same.
get some Chester's, right? Chester's chicken from the gas station.
Gas station fried chicken is going to leave him looking for a bathroom.
Gus's chicken. But anyway, yeah, we had a blast. Great time talking to you, BareRose, Turbo Tom, Tony,
Great seeing you.
John. Thank you for
course,
jumping
Mr.
in.
John.
Of course, obviously. We're gonna go ahead and go to sleep.
Great seeing you guys tonight.
Thanks, guys. Everybody have a
You guys
good
are
one.
welcome anytime.
Thanks, BareRose.
GTFDS calling.
Boy, and last year those two, they worked their butts off.
Yeah, they did.
Very well deserved.
I talked to him Thursday night while we were standing around out there in the dark.
So the question is, how long is it going to take Ryan Barr's Nest to know that he's on the clock now? Let that trickle out on its own.
I won't say nothing.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
I did a short on an open door in a parking lot while I was down in Columbus today, and it exploded.
Cool.
Because some little girl left the door open. You don't leave a door open in Columbus.
No, you do not. Well, correction, you don't do it twice.
Well,
Right.
When it comes to those, shorts, everything is content. Like you said, just pulling into a parking lot. Bang. There's your chance right there.
Think of the stuff we have seen before YouTube. What it could have been if we gotten it on video.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Oh,
Think
I
of the
remember-
stuff we see every day that we just miss because it happened too quick. And, darn it, I wish I got that.
I was in a parking lot at Virginia Tech, and this has been, 10, 15 years ago. This girl was trying to pull into a parking space to the right, but she was on the right side of the road between two sets of parked cars. Well, if you're turning to the left, you have plenty of room to turn into your space. But if you're turning to the right, you have to swing out a lane so that your car has enough room to turn into the space. Well, she didn't comprehend any of this. So she just makes a conventional tight right-hand turn into the space and notices her car's at a 45 and it won't go. She stops. She backs up a little bit. She pulls forward at exactly the same angle and still doesn't fit. This time she kept inching forward until she just touched the truck that was beside her. I saw the truck move a little bit. And then she backs up again, sits there probably a good 30 seconds, pulls forward again, exactly the same trajectory, touches the truck again, and then she proceeds to just roll into the gas and drag the entire right side of her Saturn down the back corner of this truck until she got into the space. And I mean, and of course it got worse as it went. Drug all the way from the passenger front door of her car, all the way down the back door, all the way down the quarter panel, ripped a piece of trim down, tore off a piece of trim on his corner of his bumper. Then she gets out, walks over, looks at his truck, looks at her car, then just proceeds to go to class like nothing happened.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
So I wrote the guy in the truck a note and with her license number in case she took off before he got back. But
oh, man.
and just think,
People suck.
how good of a, I don't know if it would fit in a short because it was probably more than a minute, but How awesome a video would that have made that somebody actually did that? That'd have been a million view video.
You could speed it up and make it a short.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. You're right.
Or even a full length, you know, you could do a time lapse, put a little cartoon music in it.
Yeah.
I could get that King Grip Pliers guy, you know, to narrate it for me, you know, or something like that. That would be good too. Yes, Dean. Let it slide. Yeah, get it back. Bars Nest. Hopefully he'll like that. We know you're a spy, Dean. We like you. We know you're balloon floats over the country. That's okay.
I'll tell you a channel that I enjoy watching. It's crap like you're talking about, John, but semi trucks. Bonehead Truckers of the Week. If you want a good laugh, you need to check that guy out. He's a truck driver, but basically other drivers send him videos of crap that they see in their day-to-day life as a trucker and the stupid stuff they do. And the way he commentaries it, and it's just funny. Bonehead Truckers of the Week. It'll make you laugh, and you might get stuck in a rabbit hole.
There's another one. Workplace idiots or something like that.
Sounds like a good one.
Or the just rolled in.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or anything can roll in.
Yeah.
Customer states.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, I should have done video on this dump truck I was working on last week. The tensioner literally the bearing was disintegrated to the point where the pulley was digging into the front of the engine.
Really?
And the customer states driver completed the pre-trip, no defects found. If I could have got the damn thing to run, I would have done a short on a customer stage short. I probably could have anyway, just with the condition of the stupid tensioner. I guess I think I still have that tensioner out in the garage, but the whole inside of the bearing of the tensioner was gone, and it had eaten half of the axle of the tensioner and was digging into the front of the, and rust, dust everywhere. We've all seen that, when the bearings and things fail, but the driver never heard it. Never heard anything he said.
I did a Ford that actually gave it an oil leak through the timing cover right there in the front there.
Well, that's where this one was headed.
So we had to fix the oil leak and put a new tensioner on.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I owned that truck, that driver would be looking for a job tomorrow.
And he'd get it too, because they need them.
The logging company I do maintenance work for, they got two guys on there that I could go in and take every throttle pedal out of everything and just put an on-off switch, because that's how they drive.
Yeah.
Oh, they have kept me so busy.
Yeah, it ain't theirs. They don't care.
Yeah.
The drivers, they don't care. They don't get it that if this equipment's broke, and if it ain't working, you ain't working. They keep making me money because I keep fixing it. You the same.
I got a skidster that they flipped it over, and he panicked and ran away from it, full throttle, upside down, running.
God, just left it there to blow up.
Blew it to pieces.
$40,000 piece of equipment. It's crazy, man.
Log skidders. Oh man, you name it. Everything he's got is just
Beat
and
the
those
hell.
two guys, like I said, they got two positions on that throttle, all the way down or all the way off.
Yeah. Well, we got to love them because they keep making us money.
Go in and fix the same thing that you just fixed. Yeah, yeah. Oh, well. It all pays the bill somewhere.
Right. Trouble is, you're working on that junk all the time. You ain't got any time to work on your own.
Oh, man. And working on a skidder, though, there is no room in those things.
No.
On a skid steer. Like a little Bobcat and all of them things. Forklift.
Yeah, I know.
Too.
I just had the engine out of one. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. The $600 oil pan. Freaking skid steer.
And like you said, it's like a bucket. That's all it is.
Oh, it was. Yeah. No, the whole thing was the sum. You know? Well, Yanmar diesel. That's deer for you. You know, mark everything up 14 times.
Oh, Lord. And you only get it through the dealer.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the nature of the failure negated me trying to repair the original one. I mean, it was worn paper thin, you know, from all the material the engine was embedded in. It literally just wore through it. So you can't weld on it because there ain't nothing to weld to.
Or you're welding on top of welds. Yeah.
Hey, check this out. As soon as Dean Stevenson said that he told he let that thing about Bar's Nest leak, I got a link to Dust Devils Live.
Oh. Oh, that's right. He's probably in that live, huh? He usually hangs out in there.
Speaking of which, we'll probably shut this one down and we'll all join him on over there.
Yeah, we should go over there and.
I have no I don't know what they're doing. I think they're doing the Wide Guys thing or something. I don't know.
Are they?
Yeah, I was over there. I was over there earlier. I think before you were live. I'm not sure. I don't know what their schedule is at the moment.
We generally redirect on over to him.
That's usually my Saturday night. We start out with Buck, and then we come over here, and then we'll end up in Brian's because Brian will run all night long. Give him half a chance. He does.
Boy, that knuckle duster of his, man, that thing looks good.
That car,
it's cool, isn't it?
That bug catcher on there, that just totally makes that car.
Yeah, that car is so darn cool.
Remember the cartoon speed buggy?
Uh-huh.
The cartoon speed buggy? That car looks like that.
Oh, you're right, John.
Yes.
You are right. It's a life-size Hot Wheels.
It's exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's a life-size Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
It's kind of got the Mad Max without all of the Fury Road crap on it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm
It's very well done.
I'm
I
anxious to see
can't wait to
done.
see that car. No name.
And since we had several guys give guesses as to what day would be back here when that car drove out of the shop, Jay said that it would drive out of the shop when there was 215 on here. So if you think that car is going to drive out of the shop a week from right now, yeah. And then Jed said 200.
Drive out, not push out. It's got to drive out.
Ryan said 175. Brinker himself said 153. Williams said 150. Two Hacks Jeff said 143. Andy Wood said 32. Jason Falk said 2. And Cope said 300, which means it's going to be on next year's order paper.
That's what it was. John Cope. I was trying to remember that one.
Those are the guesses.
I couldn't even begin to guess, but I'm fairly certain he's going to be there with it this year.
I think so too.
He'll get it.
Oh yeah. The class of 2023 is outstanding.
And it's growing. It's, every day it grows more.
We got 23 people in the No Name 500, and so far.
Yeah, I see. We had another one join that knocked me down into 4th place.
Oh yeah.
Where are you at now?
What's that?
Where are you at now, Tony?
405.
405?
Rob's Rods and Streetcars is another one who's coming back from last year. So my next project and Rob's Rods and Streetcars are both well over 400, but they are coming in from last year. So this is their redemption year.
Yeah.
And it's good to see Clay's back too.
Yeah.
Yep.
From my
Blue
next
Collar
project.
Performance.
Yep.
Blue Collar Performance has a turbo LS Pinto. That thing is so cool looking. You need to see that. Nathan there, Blue Collar Performance, and got a lot of cool stuff going on in the freshman
That'll
class.
be a good one to run with the Nelsons.
We'll see what happens. There's some cool cars.
And a Corvair.
The Corvair funny car, and the time on that he posted in the video he ran at Jeffords was 5:51. Redbeard also ran a 5:51.
That is going to be interesting.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I think it's gonna take a 4 to probably leave with the low ET this year. So we'll see.
Yeah. Nelsons are coming back, right, John?
Yeah. Yeah.
James and James.
They haven't registered yet, but we'll see. Remember, James and James didn't register until late in the game last time. I can't remember. They may be registered. Actually, they may be registered. I don't.
Yeah, they put on a great show.
We've got they're not registered yet. The list is long enough now that I can't keep in mind. We've got a lot of people on the list now. Yeah.
Wow.
Big James is bringing the quick car this year.
Nice.
And his slow car. Yeah. His slow car
like I
is real
said,
slow.
it could well take a 4 to win the low ET this year. Probably will. Remember, Redbeard is making his car a lot quicker. It's the Nelsons. I'm thinking he's kind of the idea. He might not even run 28-10-5. He might put all his effort into just setting a number.
Setting speed record. Oh, and he can do it. He's definitely got what it takes to do that. I see the Volvo has finally came out. That car is so cool.
Yeah, everybody who did make it, they're stepping it up this year.
Everybody. Nobody's coming to go slower, it doesn't seem.
And Jeff, boy, he almost needs to change his channel name to Too Many Hacks. Boy, he's got a bunch of guys coming this year.
Yeah, he's got a lot of irons in the fire.
He's got a whole crew coming.
Mopar Joe, he's going to the big block. And man, that thing's looking promising.
Well, I got numbers on it. I don't guess he's released them. I don't know if he's released them yet or not, but
he did. The first video was this morning. So we know what it did with the dual plane on it.
Okay.
Then, of course, I got NSB. Boy, those guys can lay it down.
Oh, yeah. Gonna be a lot of quick stuff there.
And just to hang out in the pits.
That's what it's all about. Just a good time.
Well, folks, on that, I think we'll dive on over to Dust Devil, see what he's got going on for the rest of the evening. I sure appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Turbo Tom's great to see you, man. Yep. You're more than welcome on here anytime. And Tony, Awesome seeing you out here tonight, man.
Right on.
I don't think you've been on too many lives, have you?
I've been doing more and more when I have time. But yeah, no, you're right. I haven't been on a lot. I've been on a couple of bucks. I don't think I've been on one of yours yet.
No, I think it's the
Been
first
on
time.
one or two with John. Yeah, I'm trying to do more of them. It's fun.
It's a great way for people to get to know you in a different environment.
Right.
When
Well, once I get the trencher back put together, I'm gonna run a hard line out to the garage so I can actually run lives out of the garage too.
Yeah, see if you can break the curse.
The curse.
The first start. See if it'll start.
Oh,
live.
Poor JB last year. That thing kicked his butt.
Happened to me too.
Did you do a live first start?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. And it failed?
Yep, I failed.
I don't remember that
I
one.
pulled the carburetor off. I stuck an Edelbrock on it, and boom, it fired.
Oh,
right
that's
up.
right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, on the Mercury.
Was that on your live or mine where Dalton was doing that first start?
Mine. He got a bad starter from this parts store. Oh, he had a hell of a night.
Sucks.
Oh, just everybody in the chat was just telling him all kinds of YouTube advice. Oh, just hit it. Just drop it. And he goes, wham! Broke the starter. Well, I don't think that'll work. Oh, he had a heck of a time on that.
That was a lot of fun.
That was his son's car, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Ford. Yeah, that's right.
The 59, yeah. With that 390, 360 in it.
Whatever it is. I think it's 390.
That he built with his boy, and they were just going to start it up on, and they did it live on one of my lives. Oh, man, I still go back and watch that one every now and then and laugh. Oh. But anyway, I think we'll all dive over to Dust Devil's place and finish the night out. Everybody in the chat, thanks a million for coming out and checking us out this week, and we'll do it again next week. And John, you're always welcome, man.
Thanks, buddy.
That and that scary orange thing you got right behind you there.
All right. It's like a ticking time bomb.
It's telling me get out in the shop and get busy.
Yeah, get that metal hot.
Well, the ticking is Colleen's clock, but
and now we got it in stereo. Great seeing y'all tonight. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks,
get out there and
keep
that metal hot.
Tony, Tom.